Hello, Janch. We're not. Joey's the only one that's drinking today. It's 10:30 at recording in the morning.
My nurse told me not to.
I'm just not gonna. Last time I was here. Okay, so we're gonna rewind this. We already previously did an episode with Jeff. It's just it went from like it was going really good, and then it kind of just started declining. I got like hammered off at like 2 double shots of Jaeger to the face back to back, and I was kind of like all set. I was pretty good, and then
technical difficulties.
And then the GoPro they were using kept fucking up, and then the audio just kept fucking up. So we kind of recorded for like almost 2 hours and
nothing.
For some reason, we decided to have the drone control the computer. So
yeah, that was not a good idea. So I am banned off of computer duty. I'm on soundboard duty. So if it sounds fucked up, you can still blame Joey. But we have a very special guest here today. One of the OG legends of life itself. Jeff Borges.
Oh, I thought you were talking about her.
No. We'll go. We have your sister in the. She's working right now. She's making that money over there. You know.
Gang.
Denise. So we're here with Jeff. So we're gonna start off how we usually do. With sports, we just watched Bruno Sky a fucking PK, which I would have never expected that man to do.
Love to see it.
It's his second one missed. Not missed. It's the second penalty that he didn't score.
Well,
since being at Man United. One was saved.
And they redid it again. And
no. But there's one that was saved. And then this was the second one. He hasn't scored.
I was surprised that Ronaldo didn't take it, honestly.
Cavani.
Cavani touching the PKs.
Yeah,
Cavani, not with those two. No.
With those two on the field, Cavani. It's not going to be a Neymar and him.
It's not even going to be arguable.
Fighting for it. No, Bruno has them, and it's going to be a thing with him. I think after today, it's going to be Ronaldo.
Oh yeah.
I think after today, Bruno's going to be like, "Oh, listen, you take him."
Yeah, I just think because he had the armband, I think that's what gave him a little confidence boost to be like, all right, I'm going to take this PK, I'm going to put the game on my back, and then he kind of just.
I think, but I also think it's also like almost not a power grab. It's obviously going to be between the two of them. We were watching on the way up, driving up, and like the first free kick was Bruno, the second one was Ronaldo.
Yeah,
like it was back and forth. So they're testing the water. Yeah. They're testing the waters to see, but PKs has to be him. We talked about it. The guy's conversion rate in PKs for Ronaldo is insane. He's missed very big penalties.
Yeah, of course.
Very big penalties in very big games, like the Chelsea Champions League final.
Yeah.
Other big games, but they weren't games where they cost. He hasn't. If I'm not mistaken, he hasn't missed a penalty where it's cost him the game.
I don't know.
It doesn't ring me a bell either.
Yeah,
but like even today was probably the one game he didn't really show. But you're talking about a guy that within 3 games he scored 4 goals.
Yeah,
you know, he's doing, like Jeff was saying earlier. He's doing his job.
Yeah,
we got to understand what Ronaldo is. Ronaldo isn't a player that's gonna run down the flanks, do 50 step overs. Ronaldo's a game changer. Ronaldo can have 89 minutes, horrible game, score a game winner, and then be the man of the match.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's the same thing with Bruno. There's a lot of games last year that Bruno played shit the whole game, scored the winner, and everything's forgotten.
Well, think of the sorry to cut you off.
You're going there.
Think of the Ireland game.
That's what I was going to say.
When Ronaldo literally, we were losing 1-0, and Ronaldo changed the game, scored 2 goals.
But you know what the thing is? Let me adjust so you can hear me a little better. In the Ireland game, perfect example, right? Bruno Fernandes is the type of player that he's the one that creates the play, right? Whereas Ronaldo feeds off the service. Like you said, he's not running down the flank, making it happen. It's going to get to him in a position where he can score. Gonzalo Guedes puts in a decent ball. Kid's seen one touch in the national team, and it just happens to be a peach of a pass to Ronaldo. Yes, changes the game on a dime.
Second touch.
Because the first one was to get past the defender. The second one was fucking slicing the ball. Yeah.
Well, that was even going there. I was going with
oh my god,
the Nations League. He ended up scoring that winner goal.
Oh yeah, Netherlands.
Fine. The dude's a utility player at best.
Yeah.
Granted, he came from Benfica. Not a fan, right? I never was a fan of him. Never will be. But Bruno Fernandes, to your point, is a confidence player.
Yes.
When he stepped up to take that PK,
full of confidence.
Oh, he was really confident.
And his body language said otherwise. You looked at him and you're like, I don't even think he's sure what the hell he's going to do.
You were
right
saying
now.
he was going to bury it.
I thought he was going to bury it. I hoped he missed it, and I'm glad he missed it.
But this is the mentality of like players like Bruno and like Ronaldo. He'll come up next game and that'll be a thing in the past. He won't even. There's a lot of players, right, that you can tell that they're carrying the result of the last game on their shoulders, and for me, Bruno isn't one of those.
Yeah, but we've talked about this even last season, dude. Last season, I remember we used to play FIFA Pro Clubs and shit like that, and we used to always talk. Bruno is the type of player that he'll have you a bad game the day before, and then the following game that he comes after, he still strives and works as phenomenally, as professionally as possible. Where there's players, and I'm gonna get a sample on this because Marco and I were actually talking about him yesterday, that don't react to the bad game that they had the previous game, and we'll get to that after. But
okay, now I like where you're going with that. With United, look at how they are. You got players like Bruno Fernandes, Ronaldo, Pogba, I think, rolls it off too. What adjustments do they make? You need guys like that to lead the rest of the guys to that mentality.
Yes, and I agree. We haven't won the league since 2013. We haven't made a profit on a player since that year. And the first time we've made a profit since that was the sale of Daniel James. Mm-hmm. We've been in a negative balance for that time because of bad management of our team. No, and I'll be the first one to admit it. Right?
Who's in charge of the transfer market for you?
Glazers.
No, it's still Woodward.
Okay. Is he still there?
He's still there. He's there till the end of he's still there until the end of the end of the year. The only thing, and I say it again in the Portuguese national team, because the Portuguese national team, and a lot of the games during the Euro, what we didn't have was an 8 to connect the defense to the attacking play. Man U has the 8. We don't have, because we were talking about it too, about Pogba. Everybody talks about Pogba and the French national team and the French national team this. Pogba doesn't have the Conte behind him like he has in the national team.
He has to be the Conte.
No, Pogba's not that player. Everybody compares him to Vieira. He's not a Trinco. He's never been a Trinco.
Then give up the 6. If you wear the 6 on your shirt.
You're worried about the number, bro. Martial has the number 9. He's not a number 9.
Then why wear the number? Give up the number if you ain't the player. Bro. You think I want the number 1? I'm not a goalkeeper.
That'd be funny to imagine a number 1 on the field. That'd be like,
bro.
That'd be
well,
like
now you
crazy.
see keepers wearing like 90 something numbers or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, no, those are like second or third strings, bro. Like the number 1 goalie wears number 1.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like positionally, if you have a 1 goalkeeper, 2, 3, 4 is your back line, and then so on and so forth. You're number 9. Why does Ronaldo want 7? Granted, brand, fine.
That's because of the brand. There's nothing else. It's because of the brand.
But a number 7 for a club is the all-star. Through the course of time, look at number 7s. You got aces all around.
True, but like that, it's also like you can also think of other numbers like the number 10.
Yeah,
like the number those lower numbers. Yes, I agree. But like the number 7, and we had this. I think me and you had this conversation about the number 7. Mm-hmm. Like, why didn't he go to like 17 or something else?
I told him to go for 28. That was his number when he got to Man United.
It's when he went to Real Madrid the first time and he took the number 9. The CR7 brand isn't what it is today.
Correct.
It wasn't necessarily built still.
And I just touched on Daniel James. I'm honestly pretty sure that Daniel James was sold because Cavani wanted the 21, and the only way to change numbers, because the registry was already in, was that a player had to be sold and another player had to have or needed to want that number to be able to switch because of the FA.
Of course.
You also still need a number of cells throughout the year.
No, I'm talking about being able to register the numbers, because the numbers were registered already, and Cavani was registered at number 7 in the beginning of the season.
Right, but you're telling me you were actually playing Daniel James game after game, like he wasn't.
He's a good player.
He's a good player. Don't get me wrong.
He's a very good squad player.
But
I'm pretty sure he's playing right now.
I don't think he started a game yet. He's been coming off the bench.
No, he started last game they played, I think. He scored a goal.
Yeah, but regardless, you guys like every team needs to make their sales at the end of the transfer market. And you guys did purchase a lot of big names. Well, and
this is the first transfer market I've remember since like 2013 when we signed Van Persie that I was like, wow.
I mean, dude,
I agree.
Ronaldo, just the name alone, dude, to attract.
But not even just Ronaldo, even
Varane.
Sancho
and
Varane too.
Varane's huge because our biggest thing. Our biggest thing last year, again, was us conceding a lot of goals. Yeah. And De Gea not being what he is now, because De Gea has been on fire, and Maguire needing somebody with legs next to him. I'm not completely sold on the Maguire thing because of the price.
if he's British, yes, British players in the Prem are always going to be worth more money.
Look at Grealish,
dude. Look at Grealish. Look at there's a huge debate right now in England about Ben White going to Arsenal versus
Varane going to Man U.
Varane going to Man U, and it's like, bro, you got a dude that came from Real Madrid being worth less than.
That's 1-0.
Ben White. But you know what's crazy though? There's a lot of factors, right? A lot of people don't really talk about it. The headlines sensationalize the shit out of it. Ben White is English, automatically a premium because you have that quota to fill. Mm-hmm. Varane had a year left on his contract. Like, bro, you could offer far less and be like, bro, that could be the best player in the world. I'm gonna give you fucking migallas.
But again, that's why I think that's why he left for so little, because Real Madrid didn't want him to go for free.
Exactly. But you know,
because he already said he wasn't resigning.
But what's another thing people don't talk about? Oh, look, Varane went for 40. Ben White went for 50. Yeah.
Ben White had 4 years left in his contract.
Varane also makes in a week what Ben White makes in a month. You know what I mean? So it's like the dude's getting compensated ridiculously.
And he also comes with what team you actually buying off too. Like, for example, dude, I'm gonna give it a perfect example. Ruben Dias. Ruben Dias comes from a team where market-wise and sales market-wise is higher than above all. Like you're telling me, like, look, City bought him for £68 million. I'm not mistaken.
Those euros. It wasn't pounds.
It was euros. All right, plus bonus. Now, just the team itself says it all. Benfica has a great transfer market, and
I just wanted him to admit Benfica does good business.
He does. He absolutely does. Dude. But I've said this a long time ago. Like, personally, Benfica to me has the best business when it comes to transfer sales and everything else.
Porto used to. Porto used to. They used to.
Porto had an era that did. Yeah. Sporting, unfortunately, never really had that.
No. Look, Porto back in the day used to buy very cheap and sell very expensive.
Yeah.
And then used to find players
dimes.
And used to find players like favelas, bro. You never heard of them.
No.
Like, dude, who was James Rodriguez and Stiro Porto? Who was Falcao before he went to Porto?
Yeah.
Who was Hulk?
Yeah.
All these massive names that got to Porto, destroyed Benfica that year.
Yeah.
Mind you, never really played at their home teams because of the fact that they were coming from the Formação for the most part.
No, Hulk played for Palmeiras.
Yeah, he played for
Palmeiras. He played first team still.
Dude, he played like 3 games.
Dude, no, but they weren't young when these guys came.
That young.
James was probably young. The other two, Hulk was already 22 maybe.
James is still looking like he's 16. And Hulk,
but think about it.
Hulk, don't even talk about Hulk.
Yeah, but
marrying his wife's niece.
At the time,
and James just went to Qatar.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He terminated his Everton.
Yeah.
Went to Qatar.
Getting his bag.
But dude, you're telling me, dude, like at that time, you didn't see young players play. Like the era of young players expanded after like 2010, because before that you didn't really see 18-year-olds starting at a team.
Not in Portugal.
In Portugal,
no.
Around the world, yes.
Yeah.
Around those years, you had the players like Jack Wilshere coming through Arsenal.
Yeah.
You had a lot of big young Makeda, all these guys from United
but
coming
those
through.
are formações, like a própria formação from the Premier League is a lot more. I don't know, it's just like the level of soccer there is so much bigger than Portugal that you didn't really see that. It took Sporting to start building these kids of a whole team to have every other team in Portugal to actually get the young ones out there. Look at that 17-year-old from Boavista. Look at that 15-year-old that started at the that came in at the Supertaça against Sporting. That says it all.
Oh, yeah.
There's quality in these young kids some of the teams just don't give it a chance.
What's the big school in Portugal now for kids? Like Sporting used to be the shit.
The Formação?
Right?
Sporting and Benfica.
Still?
Oh yeah, by far.
I think Sporting is the one that's pumping out basically all the Portuguese players from like the Sub-19, Sub-20 and all that. It's basically mostly all of them.
Yeah, but Benfica has that too.
I was saying, it was between no, but even Porto, with all the Diogos. It's like everybody in Porto is named Diogo.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude.
Yeah, Diogo Costa, Diogo Lot, Diogo
Carvalho, Queiroz. Dude, they're all Diogos, dude.
The kid, the goalie for Porto right now.
Yeah.
Diogo Carvalho, no?
I forgot.
Fuck, I forgot his name.
Isn't it Costa?
At the U20.
Diogo Costa, yeah.
Diogo Costa.
Yeah, he fucking saved
21
Portugal.
years old. He started with the Sub-13 and he built himself up. He started at 13.
Wow.
At 13, he was playing with the Sub-16 and rose himself up.
That's good to see.
No, it's like what we talk about with the U21 team, what we talked about already before. You look at it, bro, and they have you had a lot of players from those three big teams, not anywhere else.
Oh, for sure.
It was the three teams. You know what I'm saying? You had Florentino, you had Jota, you had Trincão, you had all these massive players.
Yeah.
And dude, and it's not what it was back in the day with the rivalries.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's what we're missing at the moment, because these guys don't have that grit to get games through, or like that anger, or that because
Passion.
I beg it different. So, like, I'm gonna talk about this week's game. Sporting ended up winning at the 97th minute with a penalty.
Cheap ass.
how many minutes were given?
But
Fuck off.
Enough to give Sporting a win.
well, after Maritimo was laid down on the floor, freaking 50% of the time.
They don't call Sporting.
Anti-Jogo.
But like,
Anti-Jogo.
no,
Give me
dude.
a fucking
Jogo, baby.
break.
Dude, they were parking the bus since halftime,
Put it this
bro.
way: the keeper at the 55th minute was holding the ball, just withholding the ball on a freak
Just
on
wasting time already at
just
the 55th
wasting time.
minute.
So at the 70th minute, he gets a yellow card. Then at the 96th minute, he punches Jovan Cabral, and it's obviously a penalty.
You don't think it's a PK, Jeff?
Dude, my asshole was so tight.
Are you kidding me?
After that, dude.
Even the commentators were saying he didn't even hit the ball. He just hit.
Yeah,
Yo.
commentators on the Sporting channel. Commentators on the Sporting channel. 100%.
Moral of the story
fuck?
is, like, throughout the whole game, Sporting was had the ambition of winning
Fair.
and all
And
that.
that's-
sorry. And then you could talk after. But like at the Porto game was the
fuck
same
me.
constant thing. Taremi scored. Then there was a penalty for Gil Vicente. Then Porto was struggling. At the second half, they showed up. They had the ambition of scoring and everything, and they got a free kick and scored a free kick at the 94th minute.
And that's what Sporting has been missing for the past couple of years, is that like before Amorim came in, none of the players really were like for each other. They were kind of like for themselves. Nobody played for the shirt. But now with all the kids that are playing now, they've gone from the formation, so they've rose through the ranks. They're like, all right, Oseo Bolor this camisola, so I'm gonna play more. I'm gonna I'm gonna gravitate to others to pull them with me. And then Ruben Amorim, being as young as he is and he used to be a player, he kind of knows what that feeling is to like, all right, this is how we have to play. This is how we have to play with each other. Like we have to like really like grab onto each other and like push ourselves to like the very last second to see out a game if we're losing, or see out a game if we're just winning by like one goal or something. That's what Sporting's been missing, and maybe Benfica too. Benfica, you don't see that like.
I was gonna say that's exactly what we've been missing.
You don't see that
since Jorge got there.
grit. You don't see that grit from like all these like Southern American players. They're doing their own thing. They're like, yeah, I'm just gonna do whatever and go with it.
Paycheck versus pride, man. It's a paycheck versus pride.
Yeah, and like those kids aren't making a lot of money in Sporting. They're not making those millions and shit like that.
You don't
They're making
make
whatever.
it in Portugal, period.
Because the highest you can get paid at Sporting is $1 million, and only I think 3 players have it. It's Coates, it's I think João Palhinha that's just about to renew, and there's somebody else that I'm forgetting. I forgot who it was, but I don't think he even plays. I don't know if it's Elordi or Renan or making something like up there.
Lori doesn't get paid that.
But that's the thing; they don't get paid that much money, so they have like that more ambition to go out and play.
Of course,
better soccer.
And that's why they don't last long in the Portuguese league. Is because obviously we're undercut on pace, so they
But also,
extend.
it's not just money. It's not just money why players leave our league.
There's a lot of bullshit in our league.
It's
and you mentioned earlier one of them, VAR.
Yeah. Dude, my dad said it best. É foda ser equipe pequena. In Portugal, and the VAR on that topic, look at VAR. It always favors the big teams. Always. It don't matter. If you're not Benfica, Porto, or Sporting, you're fucked.
Absolutely.
Why? Because that's the revenue. That's they generate the money. You got to keep them happy.
You know who should actually be VAR referees? Fucking librarians. Because they don't give a shit about soccer, and they could actually call it as it is.
Why librarians?
It's such a super reference, and I mentioned librarians because I don't know why the fuck. But
Oddly specific.
but like, it's just the fact that you're having referees, and I'm gonna put on quotes because our referees suck, call penalties that take on VAR. It literally takes over 3 minutes to see a freaking offside line, where in the Prem, in any other league, you see that shit within a minute at most. Like, what are you doing? Adjusting the geometrical line a bit more forward so you get the offside for the big players?
And it's the camera angles too. It's the camera angles
are
too.
shit.
Because they're looking at it and all of a sudden it's like, oh, let's tilt it half a degree this way. And it looks like the guy's offsides when in actuality it's all bullshit to favor the team they want to favor.
Same
Benfica gets the same calls all the time.
Same shit with the big teams in Portugal. In Portugal, you get about 26 cameras in the game for the big team, for the big three. Now you go to like Gil Vicente or you go to Portimonense, you get about 10.
Yeah, dude, they have a camcorder on the back of a Baca and shit, dude. That's what they got in those fucking little teams, dude. But like with the VA, dude, and it boils down to corruption. It's all it is, dude. And don't get me wrong, Portugal's not the only one. You got all these different countries. Dude, you go to Greece, same shit. You
Turkey.
go to Croatia, Turkey, it's all the same fucking bullshit. It's to favor the big teams so that those teams can continue to be big teams.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember a couple years ago, I think it was Romania. They took out the referees and they were like, yo, this shit is too fucking corrupt. They took out the referees. You want to know who won the title the next year? The team that came up from the second division. Cluj. They won the title the year or two after. They changed the referees in Romania. As soon as they started calling shit the right way, dude, the big three teams, it was Dinamo Bucharest, Rapid, and Steaua.
Oh, wow.
Dude, none of those teams finished near the fucking top. And it was a team that got from the second division, got promoted, campeón shortly thereafter.
It's a Leicester City story, bro.
I was about to say that, dude.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but like you're telling
Leicester City came before VAR. That title was before VAR.
Very true.
Right.
Very true.
But regardless on what it is, dude, in the Prem, that's why I enjoy watching the Prem, is because it's on quality, not who the big team is. Because
I mean, Howard Webb.
Listen, I'm a Man United fan, and I know we get certain calls.
and that's same shit with City, dude.
Certain is a very interesting word. You guys used to get all the calls. Fergie time. Oh yeah, this dude he fell to the floor because somebody blew air at him, and you guys get fucking 10 minutes to score a fucking PK.
I'm not gonna talk to the Liverpool fan.
Sound like fucking Sporting all of a sudden getting a PK in the 99th minute when it's 6 minutes.
Look it up.
One fucking PK that we get once a year.
Just because they won a league in 19 years.
I don't give a fuck, man. We won something, bro. I don't give a
30
shit.
to win a league title doesn't mean you guys can reference the same things, okay?
Yeah.
I'm here to stay, baby.
No, shout out to Sporting, man. You guys won last year. You deserved it. That was a hell of an accomplishment. I didn't expect Ruben Amorim to be as good of a coach as he is. I think he is spectacular.
The only thing, sorry to cut you off, but the only thing that he lacks is that European experience, and we saw it in the Ajax game. We just
you were missing your star man. You were missing.
We're
Quats.
missing two. We're missing
Quats.
We're missing
Quats was the biggest miss.
And Quats is basically the guy that holds the back line
Actually,
down.
3. Fucking Menz did. Menz was so missed, and that goes back to what I was talking about earlier on.
Can't miss what's not yours.
Well, it's
Technically
still ours.
So I've already talked to these two about this. What do you think about that? Because for me, I think it's horrible business again by Sporting.
Loaning them out to PSG?
Loading them out with not the obligation to buy.
Stupid. Dude, you got a player like that, 18 years old, kid is aces, right? Nuno Mendes is spectacular in his position.
I still see flaws, to be honest.
He's 18, bro.
Yo, the only thing... He's 18. He's a fucking kid.
The fucking Mbappe 18 was doing...
You're comparing fucking apples and watermelons, dude.
Still 18.
Dude, seriously. No, dude.
Well, league difference, yeah.
Nuno Mendes is a great player. The only thing I think, and I don't know because I don't run their business, what I think Sporting's trying to do is to show, okay, we're going to loan you the player, because if they have an option to buy, I think they have to put a set price, right?
I think it was 50. It was 40.
I think it was 40 mil.
No, it was 40 to 55 million.
40
It was
mil.
a range.
If he goes in and he lights it up all year long, Sporting's like, fuck the 40 to 50 million, you're going to give me 100. That's what I think they're trying to do.
That's how I see it too.
That's what I was trying to tell Joey.
It's
And if it doesn't work out, he comes back and stays another year or two, and he plays great again, and then we could sell him.
This is what I saw,
and other people will
This is
offer.
what I saw, and
Yeah.
this is my opinion on it. Right, you're loading out your star man where you really don't have. You have Ruben Vinaga,
Trash.
but he already wasn't in form.
Wolves?
Yeah, he already wasn't in form at Wolves. He wasn't playing. Right, you loan an 18-year-old kid out that. Yes, PSG doesn't have the greatest of left backs, but he's still trying to get into an all-star team, which he might not get into.
He's played in all the games.
He's started with 3 games. This past 3 games.
for the record, the French league is the 6th best league in the world.
Well, no,
It is a
I'm aware.
I'm talking about the team.
League, yeah.
it's been back to the 5th. They changed now.
The coefficient
it?
again?
Yeah, they changed it because
Messi's there.
Because
Messi's
two
there.
Portuguese teams, because we lost, Sporting lost, and another Portuguese team lost, and and French teams won, so they got more points than us. So it flipped back up.
So it was a loan year with option to buy to between 40 and 50.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if that's in paper, 40 to 50, that's option. Like that's all PSG's gonna pay. If not, they have to renegotiate after that, right? But no, because that 40 and 50 mil is already in paper. So that 40 and 50 mil, that's the price range that PSG will pay, and that's already in paper with the contract with the loan. If I'm not mistaken, it was 1 year loan option with option to buy between 40 and 55 mil. Mm-hmm. So say he tears it up, right? He's no longer worth 40 or 55. He's worth what you're saying, between 70 and up.
Yeah.
But I was telling him, what happens if he doesn't play, and his form drops?
He goes back to Sporting and hangs out in the Portuguese league for another 2 years.
Yeah, that's what I told
But
him.
I'm saying you take
still
all
be
the risk in
21.
that. You don't get the money.
No, absolutely.
You don't take the money. You're worried about a 19-year-old or 20-year-old that's trying to work to get back his spot that had a great future. Look at Fabio Quintana when he went to Real Madrid.
Benfica cashed in. There you go.
Well, we cashed in. We made the 60.
But you know what's crazy though, and to quote your boy Eric Cantona, without risk there's no genius, right? You got to take that risk, because guess what? He lights it up at PSG. They pay, dude. Even if you get 10 million more, if you get 60, 70, whatever, it's a win.
This is my prediction for next year. Well, PSG's not going to win the fucking Champions League. I'll tell you that much. This year is not going to win. The coach is not suited for the team that it is right now.
Pochettino's a good coach. Just
Still not suited. So I say that
Coming from the guy that said Bruno Lage should get fired already.
Hold on.
That was me.
Oh, I said that
was
too
me
on
too.
Twitter.
Oh, LOL.
But he's still trash, dude. He hasn't won shit.
This is fifth game in charge, bro.
Doesn't matter, dude. You have a team.
What team does he have? He has 5 of his players out hurt.
The Ruben
It's his
Neves.
first team.
great.
It's his first year there.
The
Very
Ruben Neves that
aggressive.
you were desperately waiting to go to Man U. Thank you. Anyways,
super underrated. I love Ruben Neves. One of the
PSG.
best.
To be honest, I think that Man City, Pepe's going to leave Man City by next year. We'll join PSG, and we'll probably with the team, and it will buy Nuno Mendes, and we'll take the Champions League next year. PSG with Pep Guardiola.
If he can't do it with this Man City team, there's sure shit ain't doing it with PSG.
To be honest, he won't win with Man City.
Next year, dude, all those guys are going to be with Bengalas and shit, dude. They're all fucking 100. Dude, Sergio Ramos. Dude, I think Sergio Ramos is older than me, dude. I'm
Sergio
35.
Ramos won't have a spot next year.
Then who are you going to get at center back? Or are they going to buy Ruben Diaz too?
They probably will.
Fuck it.
I mean, at this point,
Yeah,
they got no cap, right?
Again, dude.
Fuck it.
PSG's just like Man City. They got that oil money.
That's right, baby.
And that's
So
teams that Pep goes to.
it's possible. Hey,
Pretty much.
the teams that pay him that shit. Whoa.
That Bayern team, I think, and talking Champions League, and we're like all over the place with soccer, but I think Bayern
they're
is
dangerous.
going to fucking demolish everybody.
I agree.
I think Lewandowski's on a mission to cement his legacy, and I think the Champions League is this year for them. I think they fucking light it up.
I think he leaves this year though. regardless if they win the Champions League or not. I think
He's
he
old,
leaves.
dude. No,
He's old.
Yeah.
He's on his 33.
I was telling people, I think he should go to Arsenal. Lewandowski.
No, he'll go back to Dortmund like everybody else has.
Go to Arsenal for what? Why would you take such a step down? You're gonna go from a team like
it's more of a risk than Nuno
But
Mendes.
what if you care? But what if you
I
care?
would have rather go to Boavista than fucking.
But what if you care?
Arsenal.
What if he actually like carries that team to?
I'd rather go to fucking shop.
We're
than
talking about
fucking
he's
Arsenal,
old,
dude.
We're talking about he's old and he's gonna be too old for Bayern, so he's gonna be young for fucking Arsenal.
Yeah,
And from Prem?
I will say this though.
Arsenal will take him.
Not a terrible idea because the amount of money they would pay him just on his name alone, the dude would be set. He's already set for the.
Oh yeah, he's already set.
wealthy beyond words, but like go
So,
get a
but
cash.
that would be good for market wise.
Yeah.
Think of the stock market that went up 10% when they found out that Ronaldo went to Man U.
Don't compare Ronaldo to any other player.
Well,
I just
Messi.
think. I don't know.
you can't. You can't. How
well,
do you
he's making now. He's making now
Yo,
more.
I will
but-
say this: if in the past 15 to 20 years, and this is some dumb shit I made up, so don't quote me on it. You have good players, great players, international class, world class, Ronaldo, Messi class.
Yes.
There's only two.
Agreed.
There's only two players in the Ronaldo Messi class.
And
the two guys that have
Ronaldo,
their
Messi
names.
and themselves.
World class, you got players like Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Lewandowski, Suarez, Neymar. Those dudes aren't to the level of Ronaldo and Messi. Like, we are so fortunate as soccer fans in this generation, we get to watch both these dudes. Like, dude, Maradona in his era, who else was there? Nobody.
That was about it.
Right? Pelé antigamente, who else did you have? You had
Well, him and Eusebio.
Eusebio, but to me, Eusebio was almost touching on that Pelé class. Dude,
Yeah.
Pelé was crazy, dude. Like, there's a lot of highlights. Fortunately, you get to see what this kid used to do. Dude's aces.
Well, we were fortunate to like be born at a certain era where you ended up watching Ronaldo Phenomenal and all like
Ronaldinho got you, man.
Mario and all that shit. But like we were fortunate to like, especially like Marco was later on, but like us three, we were born watching soccer.
I'm a youngster.
Yeah.
So like we were fortunate to see like Ronaldinho Gaúcho do all the shit he did, and
But over 3, 4, 5 seasons, right? Ronaldo, Messi been doing it for 15.
For 15, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
different.
Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. Generationally, yeah, that era had some great players. Zidane, I think he's a piece of shit. Great player. I can't take anything away from him.
Piece of shit.
Athletically, right? Figo was a solid player. R9, Ronaldo Phenomenal. Great player. Too many injuries. If that dude stayed healthy, it'd be a
that
different
was his
conversation.
only issue.
Yeah.
Ronaldinho, if he didn't have the vice that many people have, party and pussy, man, gets the best of a lot of soccer players. If he had more desire for the game, it wouldn't be a conversation as to who's the best of all time, right? If Ronaldinho focused, let me say this, if Ronaldinho Gaúcho had Cristiano Ronaldo's work ethic, there's not a debate in the fucking world who the greatest of all time is. What Ronaldinho Gaúcho did with a ball is unlike anything that's ever been seen in soccer.
It was just attached to his foot the whole time.
Dude, what player have you ever seen to get a standing ovation playing for Barcelona at the Bernabeu? Fucking nobody. Ronaldinho goes in there, dude, he fucking smacks them up and then they clap for it. They're like, thank you, may I have another, sir? You just made that whole team your bitch. Let me clap for you. That whole stadium, dude.
Well, that was like Ronaldo when he scored that bike against Juve.
But that's not a rivalry though. Back to like what we were saying before is the guerra. Like you don't have that anymore. But dude, to get a standing ovation, that's like a Liverpool player getting a standing O at Old Trafford, or vice versa, right?
Vice versa.
Ronaldo goes to Anfield right now, scores 5 goals in a game against Liverpool, bikes it, all this crazy bullshit. You think they're gonna clap for him?
Hell
Fuck
no.
off, man.
Yeah, right. The fucking Liverpool fans are cabrons in their own right. But like,
throwing beer and
but
shit.
think about it. Like, dude, when Figo switched teams, when he went from Barcelona to Real Madrid,
The fucking pighead.
the pighead, dude, they wanted that dude dead. Ronaldinho came in, and dude, they liked it. They were like, "Yo, you're abusing and abusing us. I love it. Give me another one." Like, think about that. But again, dude, there would be no conversation as to who the greatest of all time was if Ronaldinho Gaúcho had Ronaldo's work ethic.
And Phenomena.
Phenomenal was just.
It was just injuries, dude.
Phenomenal has a work ethic. He just didn't have. His body gave up on him.
I think that's the same shit with like.
I think players went in to fucking hurt him. If you see some of the tackles that went
absolutely.
The game's different.
They went to kill him.
The game is different.
Talking to the mic, Joey. Talking to the mic.
No one did better injuries than Francisco Totti when he jumped onto this fucking stomach.
Well, hey, sometimes
no. Don't never disrespect Roy Keane like that, okay? Roy Keane is the only one that goes out to kill people.
Snap that dude's leg in half, bro.
Holland.
Yeah.
Dude.
Holland. It was Holland's father.
Oh my god.
That's another kid coming up.
It was Holland's father that when he played for Man City. He injured Roy Keane the season before, and he waited for that game to get him back.
That
ended his career.
That dude.
And he's not even sorry about it.
No. He don't give a fuck. Dude.
Ended his career.
I go every game to do my best.
And there was a player from Liverpool, Graham Souness. One of the nastiest injuries I've ever seen. Dude, he caught a dude right below the knee, snapped a dude's leg. I was like, yo, but dude, there's shit like that. These guys go in hard. Like, that's why Ronaldo Phenomenal's career got cut short, dude. These guys went in to kill him. Dude, if it wasn't for the cocaine, same shit would have happened to Maradona. He was invincible.
Oh, yeah.
Dude was sniffing lines on his way down the byline. He was like, yo,
did you see that? Did you see that video of
him on the bench?
No, dude.
With people
him training used to go to like some freaking some town or whatever. He was like his terreno, and he would like practice throughout those stumbles and shit like that. Like it was nothing, dude. The work ethic was there. Same shit with like Ronaldo and Messi. Messi to me,
Maradona.
What?
Oh no,
Maradona had
a video of
cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Well, that too.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, kid. Yo.
Alex Ferguson had an interview, and he's like, I guess he went to Turin and he saw Ronaldo's house, and he's like, this is the house of an athlete. Ronaldo had like 4 pools, each one at different temperatures. He had like an ice bath pool. He had a training pool. He had a relaxing pool, and he had like a hot tub thing. He had a sauna. He had gyms bigger than like gyms at stadiums and things. He's like, this is what you like. I guess they met after a game, and Alex Ferguson waited like a half hour because he was taking an ice bath after the game. So worth ethic, there is. I don't even think you could put anybody close to the ethic that Ronaldo has. There's nobody that come close. I don't think.
Senora Dolores just had a interview up.
Here we go.
She did a podcast.
I wanted to go back to sport.
No, it wasn't even that.
What?
She was talking on Nadia and Sporting, which is the Sporting podcast, and Senora Dolores was literally like, o meu filho faz o banho de gelo todos os dias e faz por quase uma hora. Like,
but it's good for you.
It's supposed to be good for you.
It recovery.
Yes, it
recovery.
is.
And then
why do you think he still looks like he's 24?
That's you could see it on his face.
And that's why a lot of bodybuilders now, I know it's like random, but a lot of bodybuilders are starting to do ice baths just because of all the wear and tear, all the weights that they put and all the stuff that they use. They start doing like ice baths because you start seeing like these guys in like 35s, almost 40s, their bodies are all fucked up. Like you see like Ronnie Coleman, his body's all fucked up from all this deadlifting over 800 pounds and doing all this stuff. It is what it is, but it's funny. The whole work ethic is funny to me just because when you said you don't think Ronaldo, you think Ronaldo is like that. I think in sports in general, the sports world, I think he's the most dedicated sports athlete that I've seen.
Agreed.
And right behind him, I think it's him, and then I think it's like I keep going back to bodybuilders just because in bodybuilding, if you don't lift the weight, if you don't put in the work of like cardio and weight training and diet, you're gonna look like shit. So I feel he's the best like work ethic athlete that I've ever seen, and then it's like bodybuilders are right behind him. I feel like
I think right behind them is Kobe. God rest his soul. I think Kobe. Kobe had a work ethic.
But
skill too.
Even Ibrahimovic,
his work ethic was a completely
Kobe
different
was
thing.
just
Even a lot of players that played with him and everything else say that about him. This guy used to
Jordan.
I don't think Jordan had that work ethic like that. I just think he was just naturally good.
Jordan had the will. He had the will.
That's he played.
Part of the battle.
He played with the flu.
Yeah,
and all
but
that
think about
bullshit,
it. Ibrahimovic, dude. What is he? 40 now?
He actually just he's turning 40, and I just saw an article that he said this year he's going to listen to his body to see what if he can go another year or two.
But that's the thing, dude. At 40, playing at Milan, it's not a little team. I mean, it's.
Dude, Paolo Maldini played until he was 41, 42, but the Italians are built different.
Oh yeah, dude.
He's not Italian.
Did he stay there his whole career?
Yeah, dude, his kid just scored today.
Yeah.
Imagine
I think that plays a part too. The Italian league isn't like the most like roughest, like, you know,
Not what
balls,
it was.
like
Not what it
fucking
was. Not what it was.
feet, cleats up, tackles and stuff like that in the Prem. But that's why you can kind of like
but that's
like
what
that
the
liver, that like
If
that
you want
liver,
cleats
like that
up,
liver,
you go to the freaking Argentinian
like that Liverpool kid that just got injured last week. He broke his.
Harvey
See, but
Elliott.
that's not for me.
That was bad.
For me, that's not a bad foul though. Unfortunately, because he went for ball. Unfortunately, the second leg dragged.
Yeah.
I think it's. Don't get me
I
wrong.
saw that
If
shit.
he doesn't break his leg, it's not a red card. It's a red card because he broke his leg.
It's a tackle from behind. It's definitely a hard yellow. It's not a red. It's just shit luck.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, fuck. And he's 18. And
Dude,
that's
the kid's good.
The same tackle.
Yeah, he
and I
had
like
promising games.
And I like him. I think the kid's really good.
The same tackle happened to Richarlison at Everton, and the referee, I think, maybe gave a yellow. Like, dude, it's shit luck. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
sucks. It was a tackle from behind, and it's
I saw that fucking video and I was like, oh my god,
dude, poor kid.
And he's 18.
Snapped fucking ankle like this, dude. Oh my god.
Oh god, that's fucking.
I'm thinking of the Brazilian UFC fighter. I forgot his name now.
Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
Or McGregor when he fucking snapped his leg.
Yeah. Or Chris Weidman when he snapped his leg.
Dude, that shit.
Or Cisse.
Oh my god, yeah.
Fucking.
Fuck.
That dude snapped.
His fucking bone was sticking out.
Henrik Larsson snapping both of his legs. Let's get off of gruesome injuries, guys.
One last soccer question I have.
Traumatizing.
Do you think the whole Messi is Messi more genetically or naturally gifted with soccer? Or is he still work ethic wise? Like, does he have that work ethic like Ronaldo?
For me,
Is Messi is the reason why Messi's good is just because he's naturally good, or is it that he worked for it?
I think Messi was a gift from the gods.
Do you think he doesn't have like a work?
I think
ethic?
he has the work ethic, and I think he works on it. But I think Messi was
Naturally gifted.
naturally gifted.
Do you think that's a thing to be naturally gifted with like? Do you think Ronaldo's
Absolutely.
a naturally gifted player compared to?
You have to put the work in, right?
Regardless.
You're regardless gonna have to put the work in. I think Messi has the natural ability. I think Ronaldo worked his ass off to get it. Like, he practiced and practiced, and like you could see the dude has the drive and determination.
Still shows up early to training before everybody else and all that.
And he's the old man on the team. I think Messi's just good. Like, he's just, dude, what this dude could do with a fucking ball is just disgustingly amazing.
Naturally gifted.
Yeah.
I think
So do I think he has a work ethic? You got to put in some work,
Yeah.
but
like the
But
shit.
not as much as.
Well, like he said before, 15 seasons of these dudes giving rank A
yeah.
football. Like, he shows, like, you know what I mean?
I look at things from my perspective and what I've seen in my teams, right? Carlos Tevez, right? That year when it was Rooney, Tevez, Ronaldo, probably one of the best attacking squad ever, period, right? And they all talk about how bad Tevez's work ethic was at training. Never ran, half-assed everything. Dude, when that dude got on the field to play, he was a fucking animal.
Yeah.
And some people just have it.
Yeah.
Some people just fucking have it, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Tevez was a great player. But again,
The worth ethic wasn't there. That's why he didn't
lazy as shit.
Yeah.
Dude, Mourinho says that about a lot of the guys that he's
Fucking
trained.
said that about Danny Ali at the documentary.
Can we talk about that real quick, dude? This guy's undefeated right now, right?
No, he's not. He lost.
No, he lost.
No, yeah, he lost to
Undefeated
Verona.
at home still.
Yeah.
He hasn't lost a home game
Tommy-
in Italy in like...
Tommy Abraham is fucking insane right now, bro.
Good.
two assists, 2 goals in like 4 games.
There was a meme on Instagram, and I was like, "Quando Mourinho está a se tornar o Amorim," because he literally got, "We're gonna win. All we have to focus is for the following game."
and then it's Ruben
And then he
Amorim.
started transforming like.
Ruben Amorim, jogo. Foda-se.
Yeah, but you saw fucking Jorge Jesus saying that shit on the other day. I was like, "Dude, come on, please."
Oh, dude, let's
Ruben
not talk.
Amorim, bro.
Yeah,
talk
I don't
about
talk
Ruben
about
Amorim.
but I was talking a little bit before. Sorry, we're really talking about soccer today. But I was talking earlier about a player's mentality changing within a bad game to a following game. We talked about Bruno, how that doesn't faze him. He still goes for it. And then he mentioned the Ajax game. Ruben Vinagre, out of the 5 goals that we got scored on,
It was all from his side.
was off his side, and he just had an awful game. I don't know. He was like a switch turned off or anything.
Question for you.
And hold that thought real quick. It's just throughout afterwards, like again the game against Studio, even the game against yesterday, against Maritimo, he just wasn't there.
I don't know what's wrong with him.
What I liked about Amorim, and Amorim did a phenomenal thing on the Flash interview, he literally goes, o Vinagre tem estado desligado, mas ainda confio nele. So he motivates that player to strive and continue to shit. It's all psychological, and there's a lot of mental shit, and that's the same shit with Paulinho. Paulinho's just trash to me, but like, if as a ponta de lança, that fucks in your head hard.
Yeah, but it's also on the coach for man management, right?
I think
how much confidence can you have in a kid if it's 3-4 games he's getting smoked every game?
Absolutely.
You gotta put one man on the bench and be like, yo, let's watch a real player.
That was my point I was going to get. Who else do you guys have to play left back?
Nobody.
Right now, nobody.
Again, so if you
Pause. No. We have the kid that he was playing preseason. I forgot what his fucking name was, but Flavio
Fernandes, I think.
that's the point.
I thought it was like Naziu or some.
That's the point I was going to make.
Oh, Narcisio.
When you don't have a backup to be able to give this guy a break from getting beat and to be able to recoup himself, you're gonna have that mentality going. It's the same thing with again, I go with me, Maguire when he came and the price tag and everything, and he had a bad game after bad game after bad game. You need a break.
Yeah.
You need to work on yourself, and you need to recoup the mentality.
Rest.
Yes,
Rest.
it's huge. You know what I'm saying? And again, in the whole thing with Paulinho, do you guys have another punta de lança?
Yes. Ruben really has this thing.
How much you guys pay for Paulinho?
16.
That's the thing in the Portuguese league, bro. It's the same thing it's the same thing when we bought Wenger. You buy a $20 million player, he plays.
You can't bench. Yeah, it's tough to
You can't bench a player like that because
you could bench him for one game. I mean, you're not going to bench him indefinitely.
Me and Marco, we talk like we don't like him. We'll probably put him on the B team, to be honest. And I don't know, dude.
I don't know what the fuck is up with this guy.
You know what's crazy? He has the work ethic on the way he turns his body and like sets plays and everything. It's there.
Yeah,
it's just the finishing.
Finishing.
It's just I don't know. The thing I don't like is that he bets his agent. He's like, yeah, I bet my agent I'm going to score 10 to 15 goals. I'm like, bro, you better be scoring 10 to 15 goals minimum for just the league. I'm not talking about
job.
Like, I'm not even talking about like combining all fucking competitions. You better be scoring 10 to 15 like minimum in league
per competition.
Look at your striker, Liverpool, bro. Firmino's not the greatest striker, but his work ethic and his be able to open play and to be able to distribute to his other two players.
His intelligence in the game is just
that's very underrated. Yeah. It's very underrated, the player he is.
Speaking of that, what the hell are you guys going to do next year? You guys have a lot of values, dude.
Not only that, but what about come January, the Tasca Lusa, the African Nations Cup, dude? Salah, Mane, you got all the Naby Keita, all these dudes are going out, and it's like, what's Liverpool gonna do? Who's our depth? Who's our depth? James Milner?
Hell yeah, dude.
Technically, the club could say you can't go, but
I mean.
But if they do,
you got a guy like Salah. That's the main man of Egypt,
the Egyptian king, baby.
The club will get in a lot of shit.
You would have riots.
Well, absolutely.
What are the regulations? What are the regulations? Look at the whole Brazil-Argentina fiasco. These dudes came from England, and they're like, next thing you know,
they stopped the game.
The federales show up, and they're like, yo,
dude, that was nuts, bro.
That was fucking nuts.
That was nuts, bro.
Dude, I remember when Joey told
we stopped Cavani from going.
Call the cops.
We let Fred go. We stopped Cavani. We let Fred go. We were hoping for Fred to get that one that 10-day ban.
Excuse me, FA. Our Trinco got kidnapped by the Brazilian authorities. Can we buy a new one?
Dude, it was crazy. I'm surprised he got in. I'm surprised his Brazilian passport was good. He don't look Brazilian. He don't play like a Brazilian. But dude, that was nuts, bro. I sent you the videos.
Yeah, I remember seeing.
How are you in the country for 4 days and then wait for the game to kick off and then come onto the field.
Publicity.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Publicity stunt. That's all it was.
Jesus.
Federales were like.
That's what Messi said. He's like, yeah, we've been in the game was in Sao Paulo, right?
Yeah.
We've been in Sao Paulo for 3 days. We've been in the hotel for 3 days. You wait for kickoff, 17 minutes in, to come and tell us to do this?
Yeah, because they went to the hotel. Nobody was there, and that's when they invaded the stadium, right?
They went to the hotel first. Like, you didn't know the game was on. You went to the hotel first.
They did it all wrong, dude. Wait for the 90th minute. They're all tired. They can't run as fast.
Can't run from me, bitch.
But dude, it had to do with the Copa America. You know that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
They lost in the final. They were butthurt, whatever.
Fuck off.
All of a sudden, they were like, "Hey, 17 minutes." Yeah, dude.
I didn't even think about that.
Dude, it's
Well, I heard that game might be a no contest for Argentina. The game might.
What's this fucking MMA? It's a no contest.
No, it might be caused a forfeit. So there's nothing.
A forfeit.
Yeah, the 3-0 for Brazil. It'll be a forfeit on Argentina's side.
For that, just give it to
It's like Conor McGregor get the doctor thing against Poirier.
Yeah. That's a no.
I feel like McGregor would have fucked him up.
No, he wouldn't have.
You don't think so?
No.
McGregor is not.
Poirier would have whooped his ass in the second round. Oh my god, yeah. Poirier's class, dude. Poirier's
I just don't think.
I thought McGregor was doing a lot better this fight than he did the first fight.
There was a lot of holes in that game.
I don't think
we could talk MMA all day.
I personally, if we're going MMA, I don't think McGregor right now is.
No, he's just doing it for the money.
He was a big fish in a small pond. He was picking his fights, and he picked a fight with the wrong dude because Poirier's aces. Poirier's beat the shit out of some top class guys.
Oh yeah.
McGregor fought.
Didn't he fuck up Gaethje? Poirier? I thought he fucked him up or fought him. And he won.
Justin Gaethje's.
I just heard,
dude, he's a fucking.
Dude. I don't know if he. I don't recall if they fought.
There's a fight tonight too. Right?
Yeah, it's UFC 266. I know Nick Diaz is fighting. What the fuck's his name?
Oh, you got me looking.
Can we talk about that Portuguese kid though?
Moutinho?
Yeah.
He's boys with Mikey G. Shout out to Mikey G.
Shit.
I'm sorry, man. When I watched that fight, I felt so bad for Chris. He was just taking pound.
Yo, but
He looked like Rocky, bro. Fucking tough as that kid.
Homeboy could take a punch.
His face is fucking.
Does he have any upcoming matches?
Yeah, he signed his next fight. I don't know if it's in this UFC or the next one.
Kid is an exciting fighter, dude. He's popular on Instagram. Dude went
to
went
to like 100,000
dude,
like overnight.
Wild.
I mean, good for him, dude. I mean, shit, he could take a punch from. I mean,
Yo, Adrian.
Dude, tonight is
it Usman today or is that
Volkanovski versus Brian Ortega, which should be a banger. Nick Diaz, Robbie Lawler.
That's what it was.
Valentina Shevchenko versus Lauren Murphy. Shevchenko.
Because I know the next UFC night, it's Usman and oh my
Covington.
God. Yeah.
Usman's gonna beat the shit out of him.
No, I know what I'll fall asleep to.
That kid.
I heard McGregor wanted Khabib next.
Nah, Khabib's never coming back.
Nah, after his father passed away, dude's gonna stay retired.
Yeah,
I saw John Jones was trying to go heavyweight, but then he got arrested in Vegas.
Heavyweight. The dude that would talk about big fish, small pond. John Jones is good at 205,
but he was a goat, dude.
Dude greatest at 205. He steps to 265. There's dudes that are gonna put him to sleep.
Literally, he said.
I
saw him there. He was like, his trainer was like, "Yeah, we're trying to get him up to 275." I was like, "Dude, I don't know if he's not gonna be moving the same at 275 than he did when he was fucking 205." Or
can't
whatever.
get a dude to go to 275 if you do crack. Crack keeps you skinny. Fucking dude. I never seen a fucking fat crackhead.
And that wraps up on our sports.
Yeah.
No, we actually did pretty well.
Oh my God. 52. Are you getting the nicotine shakes like Carlos did?
Yo, how long were we talking soccer?
52 minutes.
Holy shit, I fucking love you guys.
Yeah,
just do a sports segment every once in a while.
Yeah, for sure. Just hold on to us. This was our first part of the podcast. We're going to have a second guest with us, so stay tuned.
Welcome back. Part 2 with Jeffrey Borges and his sister.
This is part 2.2.
This is the second episode 2.2.5. It's a lot of points.
That's gonna get my own series at this point, guys. How can we fuck up this recording?
We have Jeff's sister Denise. She's an OG. Was she in the Rancho? I didn't know.
She's the reason I got into the Rancho.
Well, there you go. So Jeff's an OG, and she's a OG of Record the Swings de Portugal. I wasn't there. I don't think
I
Joey
wasn't there.
Joey was there, so they have all the stories. So you kick it off.
It was so little.
Were you
Still
an
little.
original?
So going back to like the original, like the inception, technically no. Technically no. My dad was there for the birth. I believe was there for the birth.
Well, because your uncle was one of the founders.
A founding father. Yes.
Yeah, Zebio.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
But you did know that.
Technically.
I did.
We come from a long line of OGs.
See, like, I only got into Rancho here.
Yeah.
Because it was there was 6, right? It was Lisa, Aníbal, Zebio, John, and then was it Lelu?
I don't know. I think there's a lot of discrepancies on who was part of the founding birth of all of that. I think.
Because I don't even think it was John, if I'm not mistaken. I don't even think it was John.
So there. As far as I know, and this is the story that I've heard amongst a million of stories, and everything that I say here is my own fucking opinion, and that's my disclaimer.
We're going to have that as a title.
Everybody has...
Denise's disclaimer is her opinion.
Yeah. Everything I say is my own thought and opinion. None of it is...
not concrete.
Right. I mean, it's my perception, and... Right. It's what I believe.
You defended yourself well now. Continue.
Right. So I think there's just a lot of stories from a lot of people who were and or were not part of the birth of Recordações Portugal. I do, one, not care who was there, because it doesn't matter. I mean, does it? Like, if you're part of a group, does it really matter who started it? Do you want that badge on you forever? Like, well, I started this group. So, all right, do you want to control the shit or what? Like, why?
I don't think it's control. I think people...
Power.
Yeah, not even power.
But remember, it takes a group of people to make a group.
Yes,
absolutely.
So you got to kind of get that part out of your head. Like, well, I'm an original member. Congratulations. And I'm sure there was a lot of people, and is a lot of people currently that appreciates those original people that said, hey, let's get together and do this. But I think that's where it should have stopped, was at that kind of like, hey, thanks for getting together and staying with the culture and keeping it going. You know what I mean? So
it's more of like,
who was
you
there,
started
who wasn't, and nobody really knows.
Yeah, again, it comes with like, oh, it's great that you started like, I'm gonna say a cult technically, where where you actually end up, more people ends up joining, and like, but now it progresses to more than just, oh, I started this. It's on generations upon generations. You want to continue that, and it doesn't matter who started at that point.
And so going back to like who's really the founding fathers, was it 6? Maybe. Did the whole Rancho only function with 6 people? No.
No, but it also takes those 6 people to have the idea to start it and to go forward.
Correct.
You know.
While that is true, just because they had
Sorry.
Steve Jobs had this idea to start this company. Great, he had the idea, but without his partner and without like people to kind of get it off the ground, it didn't work.
Drive it forward.
Right. Thanks, Jeff. Jeff's the brains behind this.
You're the muscle. Got it.
Pinky in the brain. So
that's so cute.
So like, if people did start it, people did have the idea, but they needed other people to make it work, and that's, I think, how a lot of people kind of got the idea that they were the originals or that they weren't or whatever. And it just created, I think, a lot of bullshit.
No, and I agree. I think after a certain point, it's like, all right, like we're all fucking members now. Like,
yeah, like
we're all fucking here. I got more years in than some of your original members that quit and came back. So
I have a question. What were you in the Rancho? Were you a dancer, a concertina player?
She was a singer.
Is that right?
Triangle player?
She started holding the flag.
Damn, why you gotta put her on the spot like that?
Didn't you used to play recu? Wasn't it you and Mikey that played Reco back in the day?
Played Reco?
Yeah, not Reco.
I started as
Just
a
know things.
dancer.
Only thing he played was the Paraca.
Like right away, I had to say that is I don't remember, but
I didn't say Reco. I said Reco.
I know. What I said is I played with the Pareco.
I beg your pardon.
excuse me. What was that? So yeah, I don't know.
So what would you do? Dance? Sing?
I think I started as a dancer, not as a flag holder. I mean, we all took a turn on the flag.
Not I.
Oh, that's
special.
because
Vai estudar, caralho.
I was.
the rules must have changed after
No, I was surprisingly one person that actually never held. I know Charlie did, Fabio did.
I never held the flag.
I skipped that.
I was too young in my days.
Must
when I started.
be nice to be God's favorite.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's not wrong.
Joey had pull that some of us didn't have.
I know.
So
We all couldn't be cute little blonde kids that got the front of the line.
Blonde kids.
no,
blue
sir, I got
eyes.
to dance with Joey, and I think it's because I was just exceptionally short. I did get to dance with Joey.
You still grew taller than Joey is.
That's true. 5 feet only.
You want us to stand up right now, bro?
Fuck it. Why not?
Okay.
It's probably at my shoulder.
Look at you, Joey. You found someone that is shorter than you.
I already got one making fun of my beard. Now I got one to make fun of my fucking height. I got called homeless and short today.
There are worse things to be called. I can attest to that.
Were you part of the Rancho when Terry was dancing?
Yes, I had just started. And when I say just started, I mean like within months before that incident.
Oh, so
yes.
you never really like got to like see him? Did you see him dance a lot, or was it
Yes.
kind of?
Yes,
What do you?
we did saídas together. I did a lot of practices with Terry in the group. Terry was a great time.
Was it?
He was, from what I remember, very fun and a good dancer. So I do remember.
That's good.
Do you remember the scene in Elizabeth after he died?
No. And maybe if you jog my memory.
Because he passed away in 97.
97?
If I'm not mistaken, it was 97. If I'm not mistaken,
it was
97.
You're
97.
probably right.
It's 97. He passed away, and then we had to see them maybe like a month later in Elizabeth, New Jersey. My dad has video of that scene there, and we, if I'm not mistaken, we the flags and everything else walked in, no music, stood, and then the Rancho came in dancing, kind of with Terry coming in.
I would love to see it.
Same, honestly.
Same.
I think if my dad doesn't have that video, Linda has that video. 97 Elizabeth.
I gotta check
Linda
that
has
out.
a video of everything.
Yeah,
Linda does have the encyclopedia for the Sonhos de Portugal.
She's the Rancho historian.
Yes.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that. Shout out to Linda for keeping an archive because that's a beautiful piece of history to keep.
She should make money on one of those websites where you get subscriptions.
Link in bio. Link in bio.
85,000 a month. Here we come.
Only Ranchos.
Yes.
Start seeing every fucking hunter from France joining in.
Trademark that shit right now. Guys, buy the website, Only Ranchos. You get to watch
Link in bio.
Yeah. You get to watch the latest in folkloric dance.
For 2 hours only, you can get my Only Rancho for $1 a month. All right.
I'll let you smell my sockage.
Oh, could you imagine?
Shows a little leg because the freaking socks are down.
Let me tell you about those videos. So I love watching the throwbacks, right? However, because technology back then was not that good, it's so hard as the girl, right, to be like, is that one me? Is that one me? Because we all look kind of the same.
Well, the good thing with you were like 1 out of 3 that were red.
I was not originally red, Joey.
Yeah.
OG Blue.
I was OG blue.
Oh, shit.
I started as blue, and then I wanted to be red
Why'd you want to be red?
Gang, son.
because everybody
feel
wanted
good.
to be blue.
Different.
So you wanted to be the different one.
I wanted to be.
You wanted to be in the spotlight. Like
I
Jeff
didn't want to
always
be
is.
what everybody wanted to be, which
Earlier,
is
she
probably
said she doesn't like to
big
follow
part of-
trends. So
Yeah,
she
you're
wanted
a
to be different.
trendsetter.
not necessarily trendsetter, more I would call it like trend dodger. Like it was a way to stay like low key. Everybody wanted to be blue and purple. Everybody wanted to be blue and purple. I didn't want to be blue and I
Purple was
didn't want to be
dope.
purple. I wanted to be red.
Jeff, were you dancing when she was dancing?
I taught Jeff how to dance, and that's going on record, and that is a fact.
Can confirm she actually did teach me how to dance. The first song I learned how to dance was, and funny because I remember this story, the first song I learned how to dance was Reitinha. We danced it outside my parents' house. They still live there, right in the back outside the sliding door. She's like, stand here.
I gotta
hold
practice.
On to me. Do this. I gotta practice. John was short, guys, at Saida, and like I knew how to dance like a couple of the songs already. And at practice one day I was like, I know that one. And he was like, what the fuck? Why didn't you say anything? He goes, I'm short, guys. And I was like, oh.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Jeff.
Hi, my name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Jeff never had a voice like that ever. Since he was 2, Jeff has always had bass in his voice.
Yeah.
Creepy.
I was quoting 21 Jump Street. But
But it really reminded me, like, ask anybody that's known Jeff since he was a kid, and they'll be like, where'd he get that voice?
Damn,
like,
son.
what
Got that
happened to
low
him? Is
voice,
he
kid.
okay?
it's a Porky's voice.
Man.
It was the Macho Man back in the day.
Yep.
It's the beard. The beard gives you all that low.
I didn't get this shit until late in life, dog.
Me too.
He's
dude.
only had that shit for 2 years. Are you kidding me?
So,
I feel that.
Facts.
if I'm not mistaken, you guys, the first time he quit, you guys both left at the same time.
Oh, you quit more than
First
once?
time I quit?
Yeah.
You quit
I
more
quit
than-
more than once?
Yes, you did.
You did. You left and then came back.
I heard that when you came back, you're like, the king is back.
I took a leave of absence, sir. I did not quit. Thank you
After
very
leave of
much.
absence was less than a year. You were gone for like a year and a half, almost 2. I think more than 2.
There you go.
I put in my request form and I got an extended leave of absence. And then I came back, yes. I didn't quit. I was like, I didn't quit.
The first time, did you guys leave at the same time?
I left in 2007. I started nursing school in 2007, and I left, and then I never returned. So I don't remember when Jeff left.
I don't remember when I took a leave either. I think I was dating.
Talking to Mike.
You were dating
And that's
Sandra.
how you-
I think we.
No. When I was
first time,
dating
yeah.
Sandra, I was in the group. I stayed.
I'll leave who I was dating at the time out.
Hey, $3.99 to find out.
Link in bio.
Yeah.
OnlyFans.com.
OnlyRancho.
Sorry, OnlyRancho.com. You're right.
No, when I was dating Sandra, I was in the group the whole time. It was the connection there, so I would have not left. Probably when I dated the other girl, which is whatever. But the second time I left is when I went back to school. I went to, finish my undergrad, all that bullshit. And just kept going to school after that, so I just didn't have any time for Rancho, nor do I do anymore, right? My time is limited at this point.
Yes, it is.
I heard you extended your leave of absence.
Yeah, I'm going to extend my leave of absence even further.
Can I get an application for that?
I quit that. I quit.
Link in the bio. There's a print form.
Yeah, there's a PDF
That's
file
extra.
over there.
The title of the episode is going to be Link in Bio.
Link in bio.
Full disclaimer.
No, would you
Only
two
that's just-
ever think about going back? It doesn't have to be to record the songs, but it could be like any.
For me, I love to dance. I love folklore. I love the vibe. In order for me to return to that kind of thing, I would
Gotta do research.
I need some structure. Like,
You need research.
right, and not because I'm a total bitch and I don't like certain blah blah blahs, but
You're not here to waste your time.
I'm not here to waste my time. If I go somewhere and I say I'm going to give you X amount of my time and I'm going to go balls to the wall and I'm going to do the very best I can to show out every time I put my feet in these shoes,
I think Anibal needs to hear this
then
conversation.
I expect that when I'm showing out for you, that you're gonna give me what I need to make that happen. I don't want to go to practice, waste half my time. I don't want to come to a Saida. Next thing you know, I'm sitting down, I'm doing nothing. Like, I'm not coming here to go sit over there and watch you guys dance. For that, I won't dance. I'll show up whenever I want and I'll clap for you guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I won't
So-
put in that kind of time. So would I be part of a rancho again, a Portuguese rancho? Yes, but it would have to be something that's beneficial to me, like that I want to do. And when I started at the rancho at Recordações de Portugal, it was lit. Like, it was great. It was wonderful. Like, it was really, it had its bullshit already.
Yeah.
But everybody danced. Everybody had fun dancing.
Did
But when it
everybody
was-
wanted to be there?
Everybody wanted to be there, and when it came time to show out, you could not touch. You couldn't touch. Even as many times as we all fucked up dancing, losing suckers, making mistakes, we all had fun and we all showed out. And then it got to be different. Like, it got to be different.
I think that's what's wrong in some ranchos now. It's just that the people that are showing up aren't like willingly wanting to go.
Their parents want them to be
parents
there.
want them, or their parents just drop them off, and then the parents go to the bar or whatever, and they just do their own thing.
It's like a free babysitting gig.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
And it's so cute. You see your little kid wearing a uniform, and it's adorable to watch them. But really, really, whose dream is that? Your kid is 2.5. They have no idea about any of this. Yeah. You want them dressed up. You're playing dress up.
It's like playing dolls all over again.
Right. Like
toddlers and tiaras. It's creepy mommy and daddy shit.
But I think that's okay if you're in the group and you're bringing your kid with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say you still dance and you bring your daughter, like your daughter dresses up with you and you guys going together or whatever.
Fine.
That's fine. No, but not to be in the group and have your kid in it.
I'm not your fucking babysitter, dog.
That's a very, very fine line with being the parent and having your kids in it and all that stuff. Okay, that's great. So now you want your kid to dance, you want them dressed up, you want all this stuff. Okay, great. Your kid doesn't know any better. They just go with the flow. They do what they do.
We didn't know any better when we were younger, when we got in it.
There's a difference, though.
That's not true. I asked to join the Rancho.
How old were you?
I was wearing a yellow skirt. I was young. I was like 7.
What does wearing a yellow skirt have to do with anything?
Because it was still the Rancho
like
still belonged to the
John's
Portuguese
mom.
club. So
it wasn't those yet.
I asked to do that. I saw the Rancho dance and I said, I want to do that. I made the decision to join the Rancho. My parents, and my dad was part of it. My dad never brought me to the club to go forcefully join the Rancho. My dad didn't play dress up. My mom they didn't do that shit. I chose to join. Not like a lot of the kids where their parents were in it and that they got dressed up and they became a Rancho person. Get what I'm saying? So that's where I say that there's a thin line, because you're already forcing your kid. Even though you're part of it, you may have requested to be part of it, but now you're already doing this.
Yeah. I can vouch for what she's saying, because I've spoken with your father many times before, and he has told me this story. He has told me how she wanted to learn.
He used to tell me how he used to punish Jeff. Oh, you act up? No Rancho. Jeff used to cry.
Yeah, and that was it. Like, that was our punishment. No Rancho, and that was it. Like, that's all you had to say. But we chose it. So as far as going back to the conversation of the kids, while that is great to teach your kid culture, I love that. I had that. Yeah. Jeff had that. But it got to be where all it was as these people were having kids, it was just taken over by all these little kids. And it wasn't a Rancho anymore.
It was a fucking cult.
I wouldn't call it a cult, but like, you want your kid to learn the culture and blah, 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 all that stuff. Great. Do you have them in Portuguese school? No. Do you have somebody at home that's teaching them anything other than just the physical Rancho aspect? No.
Titi.
Right? So it's like, we go out to these seidas, and yes, everybody got to learn, everybody got to start somewhere, because I'm sure there's going to be 1,000 people ask her about the comment. But dude, I come to this seida, 6 hours of a seida for all of us to just sit there and watch these little kids fuck around. Joey wasn't that little kid. Joey came out the womb dancing and doing shit. So, like, when it was just Joey and Shanna, correct me if I'm wrong, they showed out. These 2 little people, they were this big, and everybody else was this big. Tell me I'm lying. No. And Joey and Shanna showed out. They knew how to dance.
Hold on. If you keep hyping him up, his head's not going to fit out of my door.
It don't matter.
I had to open up the hat a little bit.
But it's true. They showed out. They were the only 2 little ones. And yes, not that I was, that much older than Joey. Maybe I am. I don't know. Maybe I feel younger. But
by 10 years.
okay, so he was 6 and I was 16. He was, you know what I'm saying? But
28.
he was showing out the same. He was putting in the same shit as me, the same effort as me, the same drive.
The work ethic was there.
It wasn't just
That work
they
ethic we were just
threw
talking
him
about
in
Ronaldo.
there, right? They didn't just throw him in there, and he didn't do it because he had to. He did it because he wanted to.
But to add to your point, though, and one thing you said is that the parents wanted to teach these kids culture. What they didn't teach a lot of these kids was respect. Because Joey came in, he respected the grind. He saw the grind. He knew the time he had to put in. Him, Shannon, and a bunch of other little
Younger
folks.
kids.
Younger kids, right? Pay homage to some of the older G's. Joey Salgado, he was a little kid. Linda at one point was getting. They respected
absolutely.
the grind.
And they
Joey
showed
Howells,
out.
all these Mikey, all these guys.
Back then, fathers used to, the vests and shit like that was earned, not given.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing as well.
It was all just like you said, like we all respected the grind. Like we all put in the same amount of work, and we had people older than us. We had Zeb, Bobby, John, Lelo. They were all older than us, but we put in the same dedication as them. Like we wanted to give 110 the same as them. It wasn't a thing of like the Rancho was there to babysit us, or the parents went to commiserate and the kids had to be there like learning, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and it's like, to us, it was like, well, how can we make this better? Or I need my skirt to go higher. Or I got to make sure that I clench those sockers on because I'm going to do the best I could do. I'm not going to, I'm going to learn how to tie my lint. So I'm going to learn how to do this. I'm going to do it like this. And
it's minor details that make a big deal.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just... And really, it just became, I think, overtaken by kids. And it made me, speak for myself, lose interest.
I think that's a lot of. I think that's almost everybody here at this table.
For them to do Virgayu for like 2 hours so that all the kids could bump into each other and everybody could ha-ha.
Well, this is a big point I made it in a couple different podcasts is that I remember like us in our generation when we were coming through, like before Lelu left and like before the Lelu days, we still had like kind of a little kid group.
Right.
So like the little kids were separated from everybody else. So like the little kids had their time to do things, but we had our time to shine and to do what we had to do. Once you started integrating both, it was just a headache. You
blurred the lines, and then all of a sudden it's like, we're going to do a C, then we're going to include 15 couples that are under the age of 14.
But you guys remember, dude, Virgayu used to be a beast song because the way we used to dance it and how they used to play it. Same thing with Ruzga. Bomb songs. John used to play them like this, fast, and they used to be good songs.
So I have something to say about that too, about this, how every single song became how fast can I play it? I promise you, your hands on a concertina move a lot faster than a lot of people's feet can keep up, and it gets sloppy. What happened to the Rancho is everything got sloppy, I think. Because of the speed. And if you go back to folklore, like from moons ago, nothing was on fast forward. No. Everything was just a pace. It was about the beauty, the technical, the fun. Folklore is... It's like a time of dancing, of enjoyment, because how many of our, quote, ancestors or, whatever, they worked the fields all day. This was their time to enjoy, not their time to,
It wasn't work.
Right.
It wasn't work. It was something they did as like a relief and to
have
enjoy.
Fun and enjoy.
It's like a passatempo.
Yes.
Right. And not that, obviously, we don't work the fields all day and yada yada, but we did this for fun, and it's to show the fun. The same way if you watch the 1980 George Freire videos, you see the Ranchos having fun, you watch the old school videos. It's not about, it's about the whole
video on YouTube.
Fun of it. It wasn't about like how fast can I play or and then like the lyrics of the songs too, I think mattered, but then that all kind of went to the wayside too. Like, I don't know, for me.
I just think the new generation is kind of pushing that fast pace because people want to see dancers dancing faster.
They want things that's more
modernized. And while I am all about evolution, that you have to kind of keep still a little bit of
The respect
that
of-
old.
I have
Tradition.
I have a quote that Daniel Souza told me, and it will always be with me forever.
Portuguese?
Yeah. Folclore. O folclore já foi inventado. Agora é para ser representado.
Dun, 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 dun.
You know, you
Bio.
can't. If we're trying to culturize what these people did centuries ago, it's not trying to monetize it. You know what I'm saying?
That's not folklore.
No, you're trying to. Yeah, exactly. You're trying to recreate the culture that these people did after mining fields.
Yeah.
That's not what it is.
After the colheita das...
It's less of putting your own spin on it, and it should be more of paying homage to what they created. So you should stick to the basics, and you should not try all this flashy bullshit, because folklore is not flashy bullshit.
True.
Don't get me wrong.
To a certain aspect.
Adding a little spice to it, a Joey little flick step, I'm cool with. But doing all this extra bullshit.
But again, and I always go to this reference, is that you always look at Rodas. Rodas, that's the
Cheers,
way.
Manny.
That was his style of dance.
That's the thing.
And you can't take that away from people.
That's how Manny was taught. And that's how people in Manny's freguesia in Arcos dance. That's their style. You go to Swash. That's how they all dance.
And that's not where I have the issue. Where I have
I'm
the
talking
issue
about what you
is
was talking
right,
about, little flick
right.
and
The
shit.
flick of the thing, like the way people's dance style, it should be a little bit different.
Yes, no. because
Everybody does have their own.
We're not military.
little-
We're not military.
Right,
We're not military.
and it's dance. It's not like 2 + 2 = 4. It's like we all got our
Maybe 2.5.
different way of getting there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But as far as the flashiness goes, like, to me, it was always like the speed and the just the extra. Like can we just get back to basics?
So you'd rather have a even choreography within every dancer than one shining bright than the other?
That doesn't matter. Everybody's going to shine in their own way. I promise you, everybody gets a turn to shine, because where this dance you show out, the next one is going to be you. And then one after that is going to be you. Maybe it's both of you this time and you the next time. Everybody dances different, and every person that watches likes different dancers for different reasons. You may think that you're the shining star in this one, and you may have been, but the person over there was watching this dude and was like, wow, I really like the way he hits his castañadas. I really like the way, wow, look at his turn right there. That was so awesome. Or look at that couple right there. Look at how they just maneuvered together. It doesn't look awkward. And that's another thing. I think couples weren't really put together based on how well they danced together. I think it became you're wearing this color uniform, let's make it aesthetically pleasing. And that was another thing that became like where I danced really good with Paul Lewis. I didn't dance as good with my brother. I think we do, but I'm just saying, as an example, I don't dance as good with this person. I dance better with someone else. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's how we should have all been paired, and not necessarily like, because some
Red,
people...
green, blue. Red, green, blue.
Right,
Red, green, blue.
right. Because the aesthetic is nice. It is nice to see, like when you watch it on video. But in the moment, if you're dancing with somebody that you really dance good with, you can't top that. You can't top that.
If the couple complements each other when it comes to dancing, they should stick together. Personally, in Portugal, even a lot of countries here, they have a tendency of having one set partner. Within the people there on the outside, obviously you switch out, whatever the case may be, but you should always have a set partner. You ended up understanding the way they dance. Even the people next to you, if you're on the same line, you understand. Like me, for example, I generally like being in the middle because I see both points on the line. I see the first and I see the last. Now, you could, as the middleman, you could technically coordinate like a line where it could stay either straight or crooked. Regardless on what it is, you call out. But you're in sync with the people next to you because now they know how you move, they know how you turn. So it's a lot easier to become in sync with the group rather than just being in sync with yourself.
One of the biggest things and it's very hard to teach, right? And it's very good to connect with somebody when you have like a set partner, is spacing.
Absolutely.
Spacing.
Say I
Timing.
dance. Say I dance with Linda, and Linda's one of those people that her saya goes up really high. I know I have to give Linda that type of space where I'm not disturbing her saya. But if I dance with somebody else that doesn't do that, I have to coordinate with spaces. So as long as you have that set partner, and like that's the biggest thing, bro. You ever see like a really really good kaishu? Their spacings are impeccable.
Oh yeah.
Like if you see a complete circle,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. And one of the videos I always go to watching is one of the videos that Linda posted from Garlic Fest BK.
Yeah.
That circle and that spacings, that's like the biggest thing.
That's Joey's trained mind.
YouTube videos.
No, Joey. Now, remember, I just talked about aesthetic. Spacing is aesthetic, right? Joey is trained to pick apart these, and that's not a bad thing. Nothing against you. Joey's trained to pick apart our videos. Look at the spacing. Look at the spacing. The spacing. Look at that. And it's like, did we have a blast? Yes. Did we kick ass? Yes. Did anybody mess up? No.
No,
Did everybody get like round of applause? Standing ovation? Yes. Joey was paying attention to the spacing. Whereas you're right. If a girl is a skirt spinner, you want to give her that space because she's working on that. I promise you, homegirl, work on that skill.
It's not even that. It throws the girl off so much if you stop it from spinning. Oh.
Right. So he's right in that aspect about spacing with your partner, but for him to notice another group's spacing, like they're able to keep space, the proper amount of space between couples. That's a trained thing. Where we're talking about folklore should be this, that, da da da. Nobody cared about spacing back then. Promise. Like they probably didn't even realize that they should have. But that's Joey's trained like that. Because we've always just gotten to the point, Jeff, where we have picked apart ourselves on every video, which is why we have videos.
Yeah.
We don't have videos because we like to. Now we
It's
do.
to analyze.
To analyze and see where you went wrong. Monday morning quarterbacks. What could we do better? And it got to people.
Nice reference.
It got to people. That whole picking apart. Oh, you need to do this. You need to do this. You need to do this. And it was just like, dude, I don't even get paid for this. Like
the other day, I was at practice and one of the dancers ended up being half step off tempo. I generally told it. I don't want to name if it was a she or he. That it was off a tempo where now you're though you're focusing on yourself mostly when it comes to certain things, but if you see someone doing something wrong,
you
genuinely point it out, but not to criticize, to help them.
Because the point is to be on beat.
And there is a lot of people, even in the Husha community, that likes to criticize on how that person dances rather than point out little things. And like one person that does that analyzes and like will tell you flat out, it's actually your father. I remember Linda.
Calling me surprised.
Yo, like Linda, I remember Linda doing some back in the days when she was a lot younger. She did something wrong, and your father was like, "That looks like shit." Like flat out said it. That looks like shit. And he said it the why, but he didn't say it meaningly, and he wasn't judge her.
From a place of love.
It was a place out of love and out of wanting to help her out to do better.
Yeah.
And like that's how, like, especially inside doors or people that are in the older segue of like in that group to help those that can't, like, not for nothing. If you're joining, you don't know how to do the step, I'm sorry, I'm not going to put you dancing because you don't know how to do the step. You're not representing the Rancho.
But that's what practice used to be like. Like, I remember learning and going there. Like, I started and I had a basic idea of all the basic steps, and it was just kind of putting them together to the moves that where you had to go, right? So it got to the point where there were brooms on the ground and there were people that were teaching people how to dance. Now, while I think that's great, the Rancho was started with people that already knew how to dance.
People that had rhythm, because there's some people that have rhythm that can dance. There's people that just don't have fucking rhythm. There are some people that are
Right,
just lost
and we
in
let some of those people dance in the Rancho.
all the time, and we would parade them out like they were a fucking
A llama at the
fair.
at the fair. Like there were little show ponies, and they couldn't carry a beat if you put it in a briefcase, but we let them dance because they wanted to do that, and we gave them a uniform, and they became the representation of Recordações de Portugal, and the rest of us had to sit back and watch the absolute most forced Cana Verde of our lives, and we watched this and that's not to say that the people that don't have rhythm didn't want it like us, but at some point. And everybody would get butthurt when people would be like, you don't got it in you.
You don't got it, kid.
So I have a question.
Parents would get pissed.
So I have a question. I don't know if it was back then when you guys were in it. Well, I joined when you were still in it, but I didn't know you then.
That's terrible that you didn't know me, because I'm great.
Well, I knew of you. I just never. We weren't in the hush. So when you guys joined, obviously, there you have to sign something like a waiver type of thing, and he does say after the 3, like at least this.
Me and Joey were like,
when I did it,
what?
I
signed the waiver.
I signed like a waiver.
You joined Casos Arcos too?
Saying no, but like it was
when
like.
When did you join CDA?
Let me fucking talk, mate. It was literally within 90 days you danced wherever you could go, wherever you want to go. If we don't see it fit, we'll put it somewhere else.
Oh, you're talking about ifs or maybes, like this is what you should do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you guys have that?
It's amazing.
No. Fuck no.
Let me find out Recordações Portugal's handing out NDAs and shit. You gotta be like, you can't tell our Rancho secrets to another Rancho, Senor Presidente.
I didn't do some shit. I mean, I don't do it.
There was a form. Dude, when you were a kid, he probably did like a blood ritual and shit. Tied to Portugal.
Dude, he wrote off a fucking napkin.
I know.
I don't recall doing any of that. Now, I don't know.
It was when you paid the fee. Everybody had to do it. We all did it. That's how we got the receipts.
I don't remember this.
Take it offline, ask your mother. She'll tell you.
I was young.
Joey never paid the 40
she'll
bucks.
tell you.
I was young. My dad probably paid them shits.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
all good.
I still have my sockets, just so everybody knows.
Well, you paid for them. Normally, the girls pay for their sockets.
Girls pay for their sockers and socks.
Have you put them?
I have a lot of socks.
Have you put them
You
on?
have a lot of Rancho socks.
Have you put your sockers on lately?
Nah, dude, it's like
She's about to wear that shit.
I've had a kid since. Are you kidding me?
She's about to go home and see if I can put these
Hell
back.
no, they're
put
in
these
the
back.
how these fit you.
They're probably warped. I wouldn't be surprised if they're warped.
You can post it on OnlyRancho.com.
Link in bio.
bang, there it is. But no, to your point before, and I'm conditioned the same way.
Talking to Mike.
Oh, sorry. To what you were saying before, I'm conditioned the same way because I can watch a video of us dancing back in the day, and I'm going to analyze it the way he does because we were
Same.
conditioned that way.
Same, because we were literally yelled at every Wednesday after a saída about this one's hands, this one's this your foot, this your ass, because it stopped being fun. It stopped being fun.
And then the half moon thing started.
Hold on, that's great. That's great. And my favorite.
Lines.
Oh my God.
Fucking relax.
Dude, my favorite. It's when you have that one member goes. That's not how we used to dance it back then.
Yo, let me get on that real
I'll tell
quick.
you
No,
what,
hold on. Here we go. All I want to say,
He struck a nerve.
bro.
Okay.
There is a trigger warning.
Guys,
Let's talk.
link in the bio.
When you guys get to like an hour and a half, just turn your volumes down real quick, all right?
After you did it.
I just don't like when people are there for the. All right, you're at the ranch or whatever. You've been there for years. Good for you, dude. Like Godspeed, man. God bless your soul. You fucking miss practice for fucking 2 years and you show up and we're dancing a song and the ensayador or mendador pulls
What
me.
is a mendador?
Call signals.
Call signals.
What I used to do back in the day.
So
They gave a fucking name to this.
whatever, it doesn't matter. So the ensayador, whatever. The ensayador, no, this is actually the ensayador. Pulls me aside. He's like, all right, you could do this step because you know it looks good, whatever. You can do it. I'm like, all right, cool. This gets me so tight.
I want to know who it is now.
Oh, I'll tell you.
Call Hot 97. Oh my God, not on.
No.
Can we have a dump button? Can you censor what he's about to say? Because he's about to get mad.
So we're at practice, right? And we're dancing the song. This guy comes in, you know, he hasn't been to practice for like a year, 2 years, whatever. Comes in. We start dancing a song, and he sees that I'm doing like just fancy footwork type shit, whatever. This man, at the end of fucking the song, he's like, I don't remember ever dancing like that. I think everybody should dance the same way. Like, when did we change the song? I'm like,
put fucking money on. I know who he's talking about. I put money on it.
I'm like, and I look at it, and then John's like, yeah, you have to all be on the same thing, blah blah blah. And I'm like,
bro,
you just told me like 20 minutes ago that I could do it. And what's the problem? It's the people that don't go to practice and then come back just because you fucking been here for 20 fucking years or whatever, and you come back and you're like, this is not how we used to dance the song, blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, who are you? Who are you to me? I don't give a shit about your opinion. I don't really care. I'm there to have fun. I'm fucking heated right now.
Continue on what you're saying, because I want to continue on. I want to continue on this. Right, my biggest thing was always the top 5. Right, we always gave that and one of the
we had a top 5.
Biggie, Jay-Z, Tupac, and Biggie.
Eminem.
The committee. The committee. Committee. The top 5, right? Like, bro, this is the way I view folklore. You guys are top 5. You guys worry about money, saidas, and
marketing,
all that shit.
Events.
When I'm fucking practicing, bro, you're just as valuable and you have just as much say as fucking I do. You are a fucking dancer. You are anything else just as much as I am. John is the only one that needs to fucking say anything.
That's right.
Everybody else just needs to shut the fuck up.
And that I'm gonna bring another point to that. John, love that dude. He's the only person that could say, yo, you fucking suck to my face, and I have to take it because he's the fucking insider. He's the one that's like, no, who's gonna dance, who's gonna do all this bullshit. Nobody else is gonna come up to me like, yeah, you can't do that. I'm like, I don't care who you think you are, but I'm not gonna listen to you.
But again,
he's dumped in more time and effort than fucking anybody. Like, the people shit on him sometimes.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, yo, you shouldn't take that.
That's a good point on Joey, because you and I both know this. Like, as a group, technically everybody that votes has the same value. It doesn't matter if you're a top 5 or a top 10 or whatever. Your vote stands out regardless.
It's a small
a lot of people don't think that. And
I think
just look at the
like
Portuguese
as
club.
John being like the creative director of the whole thing, John has literally created so many of these dances, taken bits and pieces of folklore from everywhere and kind of put it together into a thing. And if anybody wants to assist him in that,
go ahead.
I'm pretty sure you can talk to John and give him your ideas.
Yeah.
Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think it will be like, I don't think he's gonna poo-poo anybody's like, oh, if we threw this move right here, what do you think? He's either gonna yay or nay.
Exactly.
Remember, he has lived and breathed Rancho
for 30-something years.
For longer than some of these members have been alive.
Most of those.
Let me just throw something in there. It's great, and John has done a lot for it, and no one could take that away from him. But there are people that have made him stumble, and by stumble, I mean have. How could I word this without sounding like a douchebag?
Just say
you're gonna be a douchebag regardless. You already started the douchebagness.
Say it now.
But it's like, all right, John puts this idea on the table, and then you have three or four people saying, nah, that will look terrible. What about money-wise? And what about this and that? Don't get me wrong. Rancho is a marketing, and everybody could agree on that. There's marketing in Rancho, as in the Rancho does have to make money to throw things back. But it's not all about money. If you want to throw out ideas on just to give out the culture, just to motivate the people on the outside, to join or whatever, you have to just like a dog, you got to give them a bone to do the damn trick. Same shit. John could have had so many ideas and wasn't able to conquer them because of people saying no or people being against his mind expanding further than their fucking brains could handle.
And that's what I'm trying to say too. People, if he's the inside though, if he's the one that makes the dances, calls the shots when it comes to see this, I don't care if you're the president of the fucking rancho. I don't care if you're the VP. I don't care if you're a dancer, singer, whatever. if you're not him, if you're not doing all the work that he did, and he's gonna be like, all right, I want to try this, maybe it's gonna be a good song. You're like, no, I don't care about your opinion no more.
About songs. He's talking about like parties. He's talking about.
I'm talking about everything in Rancho. Rancho is not all about seguidas. Yes, he does have a big part of it.
Shouldn't even be brought to like the group, like for discussion. Get what I'm saying? Like, all right, let's do like whoever's in charge of that. Let's do this, and then you present it to the group as
we're doing this because we need to.
But that's what a committee is supposed to do,
right?
But that's his point. Like, there's people that are potentially in the committee. I have no idea. Full disclaimer: I have no idea who's in the committee. Don't even tell me.
I don't either.
I don't either.
I think it's John. I'm just saying as the overall.
No. I get what you're saying.
But,
like,
I certainly
full dictatorship now there.
Yeah. So
dude, I nominated him for that a long time ago. I was like, I'd like to nominate John for Rancho Dictator. Nobody bought into that. He wanted democracy. That's what you get.
Probably think it was funny.
I'm not just saying as a single group, and I want to make sure that's known. I'm saying as in overall, there are groups and there are people that will backfire.
Oh yeah.
Will like.
There's shitty business people all over the place, and especially with the ranchos. You see a lot of these ranchos, they can't stay afloat because they don't know how to run a fucking business. They don't. It's just like, fact, you're great at the culture aspect. Stick to what you know. You don't know how to run an organization. Yeah, it's nonprofit, whatever, but you still got to make money. At the end of the day, you need resources to be able to stay
I think
afloat.
that was the beauty of belonging to a place like the Portuguese Club or to an organization like that. That's where the beauty of it comes in, because they handle all that shit. If you need uniforms, you go to them. If you need this, you go to them. They figure that part out. And I think that's where Recordações Portugal
started going.
Because we had to figure it out.
You lost your sugar daddy.
You
lost your sugar daddy.
I wouldn't even say it like that, but
the uniforms are expensive.
No shit. But what I'm saying is, we had to figure out how to fundraise. We had to figure out how to make money without having our members give up $200, $300, $500, $600 a year to do all these things. Whereas belonging to the Portuguese Club, belonging to these other places, you have your bankroll because they pay to join those clubs. The men that go there, they pay their dues, they pay this, they pay that. They hold the parties. Now, when Vasco da Gama throws out a party and says the tickets are $50, they fill house. And what's to say that some of that money wouldn't have come to the Rancho? Yes. There was situations that happened, blah, 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 all this bullshit. That aside, having that kind of attachment to a club makes it where the Rancho could just worry about Rancho. Could just worry about
it's also
creative.
a tax write-off for the club.
Irrelevant.
It's a tax write-off.
Right, but it's irrelevant because the Rancho, people in the Rancho only have to worry about dancing, singing, playing, having fun.
This is I like where you're going with this, because think about it. You're part of a Rancho. You're part of a club that it belongs to a. You're part of a Rancho that belongs to a club.
Yeah.
Now, you automatically have an extended thing on, you're part of the Rancho, tens que ser membro do clube. And most likely, it happens to be where you actually put your whole family in. That's easily $250 if you think about it. I don't know exactly the context, so I'm not a member.
Full disclaimer.
Yeah. So
125 a year, up to date. Thank you. Just in case they want to talk shit about Vasco da Gama.
When was the last time you were there?
You pay your cotas.
Last year.
Exactly. But that's my thing. You're like, let's just say now members become like the club tells, members have to be Rancho members have to be members of the club, which is fine. Now, those people that have kids and are to drop off their kids, now they could technically go downstairs, mind their own business, have their coffee, keep their fucking bullshit talk to date, and now you pick up your kids, call it a day. It's still babysitting? Yes, a little bit. But now you're not interrupting constantly, why isn't my kid dancing? Or
because your kid fucking sucks.
Well, that's besides the point.
Well,
but
we got in trouble for saying that back in the day.
So did I.
You got in trouble for a lot of shit.
Me especially, I feel like.
You were that bad,
No.
kid.
No. She was the reason why you couldn't sit next to a girl on the bus.
Oh.
Wow.
You were that story.
That's all hater
You were
behavior.
the
Link in the bio.
The blanket story?
No.
No,
I don't
blanket.
know about that.
No, the blanket story. I was already.
Wasn't
there.
it? If I'm not mistaken, wasn't it
I
you?
wasn't there.
And then it was Sylvia and Fernando. Like you were on one seat with somebody, and then it was something, and on a bus trip.
It was a bus trip. We're not gonna go into. However,
I'm just saying I couldn't sit next to a girl for the rest of my life.
Listen here, okay?
You're just gonna have blankets.
There were some people
It was my sister.
that were. I know. It was
She was
there
trying
was
to be
some
nice
people.
about it.
No. I know. It was Sylvia. And me and Sylvia, we took a lot of motherfucking bullshit for a lot of motherfucking people. Me and Sylvia got that shit thrown on our motherfucking backs. But there were people doing shit behind closed doors. Much worse than what me and Sylvia did on a stupid ass bus ride that they show in Nickelodeon movies.
Yeah.
So when they wanted to throw stones at us, that was okay.
Think about the people
But
fucking in the bus.
It wasn't even about, like, they were all hooking up behind closed doors and they wanted to throw stones at me and Syl. Like, really? But yes, me and Sylvia took the beating for everybody. You're welcome.
Took one for the team. There you go.
There you go.
And good.
Continuing on that club.
She goes, and he was good.
No, and good that everybody kind of felt a little bit of the wrath. Because guess what? That should never happen again. Not
Fucking
that
30
I know
years
of.
later, they're still feeling that wrath.
It didn't
Hold
stop
on.
them, but
30
it didn't
years
stop
later,
people
they're still showing
from
Nickelodeon
doing it in their
movies.
private cars, doing worse things during seidas, during practices. It didn't stop people from doing more fucked up, worse shit than what me and Sylvia did. And me and Sylvia carried a lot of bullshit on our backs and a lot of judgment and criticism and all that because of that situation. That was really, at that time, super innocent and super, like, just foolish. It was stupid.
You mean by the stop sign at the corner of Nanago Park opposite Sepioinge?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't, like, I'm sure a lot of stuff happened.
where?
But a lot, everybody
Excuse
wanted
me?
to throw stones at us for that situation when in reality,
practice.
80% of
where'd they go?
the members were doing worse. So that's what I'll say about that. So if you can't sit next to a girl on a bus ride, too fucking bad.
So
And
it was you.
I believe
conversation later.
I believe Sylvia will have my back.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
For sure.
And I'm sure,
So
and I'll
go-
speak for me and Syl, too bad.
Going on your conversation now again with the club situation, right? And I've had this argument with Linda, and I've had this argument with other people who've had on this podcast, right? Us with the Rancho being associated with the club, right? Now you have a place to do parties. Like the Rancho now can do a Festa San Martino, can collect money, earn money for the club. But like that, when you do festas like that, you can invite another group.
Dude, festas like that.
You get a group to come. Now you have a Saida to go to. You know, we talk about it all the time.
You extend
Close to year end, what were we doing? We were doing old folks home every other week, and maybe the club in the church.
You're extending your horizons by
As a
inviting
nurse,
other people.
can I just?
I'm not
As a nurse that worked in a nursing home, and I can honestly tell you, I can't even imagine what those hearing aids were going through.
It's funny because I worked with my old supervisor. He had an hearing aid. And I would have my fucking music going. He goes, "Abaixa essa merda, caralho." I was like, "Abaixa o satellite, para não ouvir."
Right?
Because like that shit, it's literally a fucking satellite stereo.
Anyways, so
But like towards
You're right.
Towards like even like obviously towards our ends, we weren't going anywhere.
No.
Nobody wanted to invite us because we weren't inviting anybody back.
Well, at least in the Portuguese community was, yeah.
I don't know. I have other feelings about Portuguese community. I don't know how things got after I left the Rancho. I kind of like disappeared from the Portuguese community. I stopped going everywhere, you know, because it got to be like, you know,
Old.
stale, very stale, and even like it just got stale. And
That's everything in the Portuguese community though. Festas, ranchos, parties,
In general.
everything got stale real fucking quick.
Right, and I think a lot of it had to do with, you know, we were first generation born here, so as natural process of evolution, we kind of lose a little bit of our culture. Does my kid speak Portuguese? No, she's 8. She did, but she doesn't. Do I teach her about it? No. Why? I forget. There's no time. I have to teach her how to read and write and do basic math and other stuff in English. You know, so it's hard to carry those traditions along. I don't speak Portuguese in my house. I don't do a lot of things. My parents speak English to her, so it's hard to carry that on.
Yeah.
And this is where things go to die. This is where the culture of other countries goes to die here, because now we're American. Now we do American things. Now my kid's not going to know what it's like to go to a festa every Saturday.
With a packed house. And
And I'm not necessarily mad at that, because I don't know how the hell my parents did it. Like, I'm tired as hell. But
it was different. Your parents back then didn't do anything else. Your parents back, like, it's my parents too. My parents didn't do anything but go to the Portuguese club or go to the Portuguese church. Like, we had friends growing up now that weren't Portuguese, that weren't involved in the culture. Like, our parents maybe had coworkers and stuff like that, but when they didn't want to go hang out with people at work.
Their coworkers, right? Unless they were Portuguese.
Yeah. But we hang out with coworkers. It's different generations, different everything. Yeah. We don't, like, our parents really, I'm not gonna say didn't have a choice, but that's what our parents did. Our parents, when they got home from work, they ate. My dad went to the club. My dad went to go hang out with his friends.
Same.
My parents in the weekend, okay, what are you guys doing? Let's go to the church or something.
that comes with options as well. Like back then, what do you had? Soccer?
You had
Club.
routine.
That's it. Now you
and
have...
Rancho. We had Rancho.
In Rancho, yeah, you're right. I completely forgot about it. And now you have so much things. You have, there's chess clubs, there's this, and there's, like, you have so much, like, your horizons of, like, clubs and things that you have to do besides school and home. They've grew a lot more. Now, before, like she said, and I said, it was Rancho, soccer, club, home. In Portuguese school, if you were born here.
Right. I was born here, but we didn't go to Portuguese school. But
But your parents taught you.
Right.
So
we learned. We I don't know. The Rancho was a huge part of our growing up. And it's sad that it kind of turned into
what it is now.
Do you, besides...
I don't know what it is now. I can imagine it, because when I left, it was already just a toxic place to be. It was so cliquey, and so everybody wanted to be like...
It looked like high school. There was groups already. There was a group here, group there.
So within Rancho, you never really expanded out of the state where you would go out to meet new people out of festas and stuff like that.
No, we hung out I know.
This was I was gonna get to too, because you guys didn't experience this, but when we were growing up in it, like, if there wasn't a festa, we were at somebody's house
doing stuff, like hanging out with each other.
We were in Naugatuck at John's house.
Yeah.
In John's parents' house, playing either volleyball or hanging out in the garage, or like, John always had things. If it wasn't John's house, it was Lelo's mom's house.
Talking the mic.
It was Lelo's parents' house at the pool, mom's house at the pool. We always did stuff together. We either went to Six Flags. We went to the Big E every year. We did a bunch of shit. You don't do that now.
Like, we had friends. We were friends with people in other ranchos, like the Danbury Rancho, the Waterbury Rancho. Like, we had.
Yeah, we were never friends with people in the Waterbury Rancho. There was always a rivalry between us and them.
There was a rivalry, but I was friends with people in the Waterbury Rancho.
My sister-in-law used to be in Waterbury. Shout out to my sister-in-law. Only, actually, her and Amanda Bilredo, the only two that I was friends with. They were super cool. I didn't associate with anybody else in that group.
I mean,
I'm friends with Joey's cousin.
I had family in that group, but we didn't talk. They were in that group.
Yeah, she's pretty hot.
I always felt like, do your thing, chicken wing. Like,
so, like, because I joined in 2008, and, like, obviously late 2008, I didn't go to Joey's 16th birthday, yada yada yada.
That was last year.
Sorry, Joe.
And if he's shady,
He's still
he hasn't
butthurt.
turned 16 yet.
He's still butthurt about that shit. But, like, me and Jeff, we all became close, where we used to play soccer and all that shit. And, like, we've after 2000, like, especially like Joey and I were, like, after 2010.
Indian Ledge.
Yeah.
Good old days.
After 2010, we started expanding ourselves more, like going to Jersey or going to New York, Long Island, and stuff like that.
Shout out to Lila.
Rhode Island. Shout out and happy birthday to Lila Agnia. It's their
Link in
birthday
bio.
today. So, like, even when, dude, he was at points, like, we have one of the greatest stories. We even remembered it today. It was like me, Joey, Fabio, and Jeff. We went up there. We ended up getting our caixa de presunto, and we drove back down. So, like,
I didn't sleep that night.
we actually had to leave
one
early because of you.
That wasn't the Caixa Presunto we were talking about.
The presunto was fine. Don't worry.
Also link in bio.
But like we've had,
OnlyRanchos.com.
I'm actually pretty blessed where Rancho has expanded a majority of my friendships, and like. So on that note, that's one of the reasons why we've done the podcast is like to try to keep it from like disappearing and dying.
And it's a beautiful thing.
It's a tough thing to do.
It's a beautiful thing. However, I feel like a lot of people, like I was saying earlier, a lot of people started driving in a lot of lanes that they didn't need to be in, and that's what fucked it up. People got cliquey, people felt superior, people just, it took the fun out of it. And
it was always like little stupid shit too.
Dumbass shit.
Like, bro, like, yo, I'm having a beer at a party and we're dancing tomorrow. Like, who cares if I'm underage and I'm drinking, bro? Like, that's none of your business, bro.
No, if you're with the Rancho, you gotta represent the Rancho and da-da-da-da-da.
That happened with my sister Paula.
Yeah, that was a talk. You're representing the Rancho.
You're representing
bro,
the
like,
Rancho.
it's Saturday. We're dancing
Dude,
Sunday, bro. You don't even know who I am yet. You see me tomorrow.
Right. And
My name
My
today is
dad bought me the beer. Leave me alone.
my
but
dad.
on a regular Tuesday, had you not been part of the Rancho, it's acceptable in our culture for that thing to happen. So why are we pretending to be like, you know,
Saints?
Oh, when you're with the Rancho, you represent the Rancho. Yes, but so-and-so is a douchebag. Okay?
Jesus
and
Christ.
that douchebag behavior
jabronis.
is representing the Rancho.
It's like going to church, dude. You vais à igreja no domingo, everybody's the same, everybody's praying. The minute you step out of that church,
fuck.
olha aquele cabrão, caralho.
Yeah, olha aquela puta. Look at how she's
Hold on.
dressed.
Dude, my favorite
I
one-
used to go to church literally in the worst outfits I could possibly put together,
used
just
to?
so people could talk about me.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking
Because
about.
you know what?
You gave those people happiness, you know?
Some of the worst people I've ever met go to church every Sunday.
Absolutely.
And I feel like you're a representation of the Rancho. And if you're going to drive in that lane, you need to stay in that lane. Because if you're going to talk shit about Joey having a beer at 18, representing the Rancho, then Tal Flena has to be held accountable that she's a douchebag. Okay, and she treats people like shit because she also represents the Rancho.
Absolutely. One of my favorite ones for the Portuguese commuter is especially if people young our age dies. Foi a droga. It's never like a sickness or an accident. It was always drugs.
It never is. It's not that it never is, but usually that's the first thing you think. When a young, healthy, if he were to drop dead, my first reaction, right, please don't. But if he were to drop dead, the first thing I would say was, did he do anything? Like, was there drugs involved? Because a healthy young man is not supposed to die. So that's up
See, that's as a nurse aspect that I see
that's
where
the first thing we think. And then the next thought is, all right, well, if he didn't
Don't
do
shave the
drugs,
beard, she call you a baby.
did somebody kill him? Yeah. And then if that didn't happen, did he have a heart problem? Because the heart's the first thing that I think.
You know what?
Did you have an underlying condition?
Maybe.
I think you.
The way I'm going.
I think you need that. But it's that piggybacks on a lot of things. The Portuguese community. I feel like, and this may go, the rumors. I used to say all the time, the way people talk about me, you'd think I was famous. Like I'm so
You were
unimportant.
Denise from Rancho.
Didn't you dance in the Rancho in 2005?
I did. And everybody feels like, because they know that you danced in the Rancho in 2005, that they know you. And they talk about you. Oh, I saw Denise do this. I saw Denise do that. One, I'm not that interesting. I'm not. Like, don't talk about me. There's like 2,000 other
Link in
things.
bio if you want to see the interesting part.
Yeah, link in bio.
Link in bio.
OnlyRanchos.com.
So there's one point I want to get to, or one topic I want to talk about.
Wrap this up, dude.
Before we
Jeff
get
got plans.
really far.
Yeah, and I gotta
so
get back to work.
You quit. You left, right? I want to know, because from an outsider watching Anibal get everybody that was in the groups in Connecticut back together for one time performance.
What year was this?
2012,
2012.
maybe.
I don't remember this.
Maybe 10 years ago.
11 or 12?
Dude, they did one fucking seguida.
4 songs or 4 or 5.
4 or 5 songs like OGs from the church.
Why do I not remember
They
this?
did like a Shula Robada. They did like a Tip the Robola Bola.
Was it at the club or it was
the
at the
fact
church?
that Joey remembers
I remember
the
the
songs
songs.
I danced,
remember
I
the
danced them. I have no idea what I did.
Claire's memory. Claire and Orlando Diaz played. And shout out prayers to Orlando. You know, it's
Yeah.
a pretty fucked up time right now for him. I would do it, and I remember sitting there. We were taking down our system because John wouldn't let him play on our system. I remember John. We were taking down our system.
King Petty.
And I literally stopped to watch. You guys
How
came.
was it?
Where the f-
You guys thought I sat there and I enjoyed everything. It's like, yo, one of the
club.
one of the biggest songs, dude. They danced. They didn't have Rancho shirts. They danced. The guys danced in polos.
I literally don't remember this.
They danced in Vasco da Gama polos.
Yeah.
I remember. I remember.
Look at that.
Remember now?
I remember.
Who would've thought?
How long have
me.
I been saying that I wanted to dance a Shula Robada, and then that's the song they come into dancing.
So I don't remember. I enjoyed every moment that I did that. I really did. I had such a good time at every practice. Now, was Larry dancing with us? I don't remember.
Larry Moniz?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he
Was
did.
he? He did,
He
right?
did dance, and then after that, he came back to us because he had missed it. He only lasted like 3 practices. Well, he wanted to. He wanted to.
He missed the
danced.
dancing.
Yeah.
He didn't miss the bullshit. Okay, so that's what made it so amazing. And Paul Reyes was there. I was there. Fatima, Anibal, Alda. I think maybe not.
Bobby.
Miriam
Bobby.
was Miriam.
Miriam was there?
Oh, I don't remember. Forgive
By the way,
me,
And Bobby.
Miriam?
Bobby.
Schmerda?
Bobby wasn't part of our group anymore. Bobby danced with
So
you guys.
I don't remember. I don't remember what songs we danced. I remember every time that we got to the Portuguese Club to practice, it was down to business. It was fun, but it was everybody kind of putting their ideas because we didn't know how we were going to dance. Well, we had general ideas of how that particular song should be danced, and Evil would say something, and then what was his name? Oh my God.
Starts with.
Ends with.
No, he's married to that. Anna. Maria.
Speedy?
I don't know.
The Muse?
I don't know. I don't know.
Them
what
guys
his
are
name is,
cold-cat.
But they would like put their creative minds together, and then here would come somebody else to say something else, and then here would come, and it was just like a collective. Like everything you saw that day was really Anibal's kind of like direction, but everybody that had an idea, we did it right then and there. If it looked good, we kept it, and if it didn't, we
You built the base and lifted
right,
it.
and everybody had like a little bit of an idea. It was strictly grown folks that knew how to dance, that didn't need to learn the basics, that knew what they were doing and how things should be, and it was down to business. And that's what made it great. That's what was fun, and I would fucking do it again.
You actually you actually did practice, right?
For me,
you
what?
used to run practice back in the days too. You and Linda, I believe.
For a while, yeah. It started to get stale when the fucking that whole little kid situation, when, like what we were talking about before, like the lack of fucking respect some of these kids had. It's like, bro, I will fuck your shit up. I don't care who your parents are. I'm gonna slap you, then I'm gonna slap your
I'm
parents.
trying to
Give me
think.
this elbow right after.
Bro,
When I
And
started
it's
learning,
not for
this bowl
nothing.
real quick.
A lot of those little kids, you didn't even dance good enough to talk back. Like, we're
Yeah.
trying to help you. So what's going to happen is him and Linda taught these kids like all this stuff. They get rude and disrespectful, and then him and Linda got to sit out during the Saida for 2 hours to watch these little bastards. Like,
guys never set out. Guys never set out.
We didn't have enough guys.
We never.
we never had enough guys.
Ranchos in general don't have enough
y'all
guys.
must be God's
Yo,
favorite. Must be
you can't
Yes.
sit out the groom. You can't sit out the
Oh,
groom.
here we go. Actually, I have a question for you.
Your second round pack, I let you have it. Just letting you know.
No.
So you said it earlier. He always had a good bass when he calls. So you're obviously the mandador back in the days. At Pika, you always grouched yourself when calling the signals. Why is that? I've always wondered.
because everybody else was a little small.
Like he literally would go.
He would literally do Pika before doing Pika.
Yeah.
Yo, I was like, hey guys, this is the next part. You're gonna dip down.
I've always wondered.
Force of I have no idea why.
Because every single one of us has a different way of doing it, and yours was like a signature thing. You'd always do that, especially at Pika. It was a trademark.
Dude, you could see it again at OnlyRanchos.com.
Link in bio.
Like I know Joey and I, we normally tilt our heads up a little bit, and like even the other ways. Love. I lost my voice, and they did a line. We're not a line of cocaine, a line of Vita.
Cocaine's one hell of a drug.
Yes. So he knew I lost my voice, but I was, for some stupid reason, I was like, let me just call it again. So I literally was pushing everything I had into calling it. Joey came next to me, he tapped it, and like we looked at each other, and we were in sync calling it. It's a beautiful thing.
You know, you know why I really wanted the back of the line is because I saw you dance once, and I really wanted the back of the line. That was the only. I saw you start dancing on the back of the line. I was like, I want to go on the back of the line.
That's where I want to be.
That's where I want to be.
Worry about like where I was in the line.
I don't know why. I just
because I knew I was the bomb regardless, right, Joey?
I don't know, just the back of the line. The back of the line just always seemed fun to me, and I was like, I saw Jeff dance, and I was like, I want to be in the back of the line just to call the seed and entrada. That's it.
I didn't choose this grind. This grind chose me.
Well, people, we're gonna end it there because we're 2 hours and 3 minutes in, and Jeff's got to.
If you guys want to do like an
go to a banger.
Shoot time.
I had one more thing. I have one more thing. So a couple of podcasts. It was the second episode of season 2. We spoke with David Ramos, and he mentioned something about at the 30th anniversary that the Rancho would get the ultimate OGs from the past and recent ones to do one big saída.
When's 30?
It'd be this year.
It would be this year?
It would be November.
This November?
91, yeah.
They're late.
So 35th.
I got a bad hip.
If at the 35th anniversary they would say, yo, let's all get back together and perform.
5 years.
Are they paying my deductible for my hip replacement?
Oh my god!
They should have done it.
I mean, worst it could say is no.
I had, because Dave had said it, but I had, because Rancho Talk in Jersey did something like this at the 35th anniversary too. It was their 35th. They did it in generations. So like the 80s, from like 80 to 89, that Rancho came out, they did 2 songs or 3 songs. From 90 to 2000, that group came out, did 3 or 4 songs, and then the group what it is now. So that's what, like, Dave had called, that was the podcast that Dave had called me, and
yes.
I said that I think that'd be dope. You know, you do like 3 or 4 practices or whatever. You get people that you can get 2 or 3 songs per generation, and then it's almost like
But Pika had to be all of us.
Yeah, but almost like this is the steps of the group has taken.
Like an evolution of Rancho. Fine.
That could go
Would you do it?
That was my question. Would you guys do it?
Hypothetically.
One time see the 2 or 3 songs.
I wouldn't 2 to 3. I wouldn't go more than. I think 2 is plenty.
Nice
I think
showcasing.
Like the height of that. Like, what was our like greatest song at that time? Like, everybody wanted, if only the best of the best danced this song and at this time period, and these are the people that danced it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think keeping it limited to a certain amount of couples too would be where
6 couples, 7 couples at most.
6 is a good number. 6 or 8. I think let's keep like the evenness of it. But that's true. And just to kind of say, this is what we're doing. Like, doesn't have to be anybody in uniform or anything like that. And just kind of showcase. It'd be something definitely worth seeing who's doing it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And
I wouldn't be closed off to it.
It's like a flashback to
TBT.
Literally on a Sunday.
Same. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but the going back aspect, that's a fucking no for me, dog.
No.
I bet.
No chance.
I'll tell you what, I won't say that I would never do it. I would love to do it, but I would love to do it
under your terms.
Right. It got to be fun. If I'm going there and you're going to yell at me for, you lost your sock the other day.
Or for hooking up in a buzz.
Yeah.
On that note, we're gonna call it a day. Thanks for tuning in.
Link in the bio.
Thanks, Jeff and Denise, for being on this episode. We appreciate you guys getting
insight on how you guys viewed the Rancho and all that other stuff.
And soccer.
Love to do this again in the future. Let's do a remix.
In 2 weeks again? Or 3 weeks?
Joey has the nicotine shake, so we're gonna end that here. Thanks for tuning in. Catch us on YouTube, Spotify, all the places you get podcasts.
OnlyRancho.com.
OnlyRancho. If you want to see Denise in the old days, link in bio. So we'll see you whenever we see you. Ciao later.
See you guys.